tell you, when it comes back, I know what I need to do. It's a thing that I've worked out with myself. You have
a way of handling it?
Yes, I do. I went cold turkey. I said to myself, I'm miserable doing these things. I'm willing to accept all of the shit that's going to come down on me for not doing it. It's a very childish thing. It's actually a magical way of looking at the world. We're people who feel out of control. So how do you control the world? How can you psychologically control the world that you live in? And in a childish way, you think, well, it's all about, this is getting too heavy, but it's all about guilty thoughts and stuff, and the things like, all the murderous rage in you, and you feel so guilty about it. You'd rather be doing this shit. It's a form of punishment, in a way, to get past your guilt. You're punishing yourself for all your guilt.
I was going to say, it certainly sounds like a punishment.
It's a
you
punishment.
Can't even get out of the house.
No, it's a punishment. It's an awful thing.
That's an interesting take on it.
The weird way I got over it was I realized when I had back pain, the reason I had it was I was really upset about this shit. And I made a vow. I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm not doing it again. I don't care what shit is brought down on me. And you know what? I stopped doing all the rituals. And I had the best years of my life.
Did the Sarno book help you with that?
I think it all, yes, I do. Yeah, I think it all tied in. I substituted the word OCD for back pain, and it helped. But, it is a terrible thing. You read about it. You're not a crazy person. You know it's crazy to do this. You know it has no reality to it. You know it's stupid. And yet you can't stop yourself from waiting for the clock to turn to 7:14. I had a bunch of stuff with the numbers. It had to be odd numbers when I would look at the clock. Or
don't give him suggestions.
But there's other stuff that clearly, like there's other stuff that clearly I don't give a fuck about. Like, how am I so neurotic about that? But I clearly don't give a shit about, my appearance. Everything's got to be clean that I wear, but I don't give a fuck what it is. I can't. That's the other thing with germs. I guess it's all tied together.
Like here you are, a guy who says, I don't care if I live, I'll eat, I'll do heroin, I'll do this. And then meanwhile, you're doing all this stuff to stay alive.
Yes. Like, why do I give a shit about the fucking credit card being even with my security card?
But I think it's much like what Howard said. It's distracting you from the real problem.
It keeps you really busy. It does. One thing about OCD, you don't have time to think about anything else. But I had it so bad, there would be times I would just I was in full denial about it. I didn't even admit to myself I had it. I would just go through my day and do it. I'd set extra time for it, the whole thing. And then finally, it just got so fatiguing that I broke down and said, I can't do this anymore.
The best thing about Howard is he used to torture people who came in with it. Yes. We used to get these OCD people in here all the time, and Howard would tease them.
There was nothing better than that.
Well, I'm telling you, assholes. That's the other thing. You talk about fatigue. There's nothing more tiring than, I think this is the root of everything. And I can't sleep on a plane. Why? Because when I get on a plane, I'm obsessing about all these different things, and it's so tiring. It is so tiring, and you're more tired than if you loaded a truck all day, concentrating on that shit for 5 hours on a plane.
If anything, it just gets worse from this point on. Yet, another George Takei appearance and Artie is nowhere to be found. He calls out sick yet again, which leads to him finally returning only to fall asleep in the studio. Of course, they make a bit out of it and put Artie on a small couch in the middle of the studio to watch him fall off it. Things seem to be a half-hearted joke still, and even though the situation Artie was in was extremely serious and deadly, there was still humor being thrown around. You would have never guessed that the next day would turn into what it did. As everybody probably knows, we're finally at the point where Artie gets into an argument with his assistant Teddy, which ultimately leads to Artie quitting the show after attempting to attack him. This is probably the peak of Artie's addiction and severe issues, and totally exposed him for the fragile train wreck he truly is. The emotions got so real that you almost felt like crying for Artie during the moments where he hugs Howard and walks out of the studio. But again, for the sake of time, the clips involved in this time period will be straight to the point as we don't want to go through every single detail. From here, the nonsense just gets ridiculous. I mean, Artie calls out sick, Artie falls asleep, Artie returns with a story. It's almost to the point where you can't even believe that these are new clips and that the same clips are just being replayed over and over. I kid you not. Anyway, moving along for the sake of time, this is March 31st, 2008 through July 24th, 2008. Artie's 9th sick phase, Artie quits and returns, and Artie's 10th sick phase. Jesus.
George Takei is here. Hi, George.
Good morning. It's been much too long. There's been a lot going on here.
Yes, and you know,
he's in constant communication with Artie, which is, I find, very interesting.
You know, the last time you were here, your first day, Artie was out, and Artie's out again.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't mean I have something to do with that.
I don't think you do, but there's
But I do have a lot to talk to Artie about.
Where is Artie?
I don't know.
To cover here.
I'm the first person to say Artie's entitled to be sick once in a while, but like he announced yesterday to Jason that he was sick early in the day. What happened was Artie, that
was this morning.
Oh, that was this morning?
Yeah, he asked Jason to come by and pick something up, and then he said he's not coming in. And I think he did that because he didn't want to leave a message.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on now.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you what this weekend was like. I heard from Artie on Friday.
Yeah.
Because he got these Yankee tickets that he wanted to give me for the charity. And he was, upbeat, and he was like, I got these tickets, and, but Monday is opening day, blah, 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 blah. Then I told him about the Rolling Stones thing on Sunday, and he said, I couldn't get a ticket. So I got him a ticket, and he was like, great, gung-ho, I'll meet you there, we're going to have a great time. On Sunday, he called Jim, and he said, I completely forgot I had a family function that I have to do. My mother just reminded me of it. Now, he told me about that family function on Friday.
Yeah.
But now he was claiming that he couldn't go to the Rolling Stones because of the family function that he had forgotten.
Yeah.
That sounds to me, and he only woke up at 1 o'clock or something, and now he's got to go to a family function.
I don't know. Why did you say you didn't want to go?
Right. And then today he's out of work.
Yeah.
Well, I think Artie knew that I was coming, and I hope I'm not being overly self-centered or egocentric. But
you think he's afraid to face you?
Because we have so much to talk about.
I don't think that's it, George, though. I don't think he's...
You don't think so?
You think this is homophobia?
Well, because he's had a lot of problems over the last 3 months that I haven't been here.
Yes.
That run-in with high-pitched Mike.
Yes,
yeah.
and then
particularly, because he promised that he was going to do a public service announcement for the Human Rights Campaign. And I've talked to the staffer there at the Human Rights Campaign, and she told me that she sent him a script.
Yeah.
And
he read it on the air.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yes.
And he didn't want to do that, but he asked for some bullet points that he could incorporate, and he wanted to write it himself.
Right.
And then there's apparently been some conversation between Teddy and Anastasia, the woman at the Human Rights Campaign, and then it stopped. And Anastasia tells me that she's been calling Teddy, and the responses haven't been coming. So Artie's been dragging his feet, and particularly after that run-in with high-pitched Mike, I think he feels a little skittish about the whole thing. And I don't know.
So it is your fault that he's not here today.
Well, I wanted to ask him what his thinking is on that public service announcement, because I don't think there's going to be too much credibility to it.
No, I don't think so either.
Absolutely none.
No, I don't see any
at all.
I don't see any remorse or what do they call that?
And then I thought maybe he should just write out a check and give it to the Human Rights Campaign, but
like $1 million. What was the deal? Every time he says the F word,
$100.
It would be $100 to your organization.
The Human Rights Campaign.
Right. And
however, that money is tainted money.
Well, that's what the people at Lifebeat said.
That's right. That's right. And I don't know whether that's going to be acceptable
How do we clean up that money?
We have to launder it.
Launder it.
We have to put it through an account. Call Elliot Spitzer. He knows how to do that.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Artie's Cupcake, too, the one that raises money to fight AIDS.
Right.
They just turned Lifebeat. They turned down Artie's money.
They don't want any more money from Artie Lange.
Yeah. Right.
Well, you know what? This is the toughest thing ever. The hardest part of the whole thing was that there was a check presented for $10,000 that was returned to Crumbs.
Wow. They
10,
really are serious.
What? 10,000.
Well, because it really, Artie could do so much, because of the people that love him. They're the people that, generally tend to use that word, banning it about.
You think the only Artie fans use that word?
Well, no, there are more. But Artie could make a significant difference. But
well, you're going to have to confront him tomorrow if he comes.
Well, I hope he comes in.
Up,
He might stay out all week.
Can I give you a stat?
Yeah.
So we looked it up, including today. 3 of the last 4 of George's appearance, Artie's been out the first day.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
You know what? I remember last time Artie wasn't here when George was here.
Well, what psychologically could that mean?
I'm feeling very self-conscious about that.
I don't think it's a conscious move.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what psychologically is going on that he misses George's first day all the time?
I have a thought.
Means he's anti-Asian or anti-gay. It's got to be one. Or maybe both.
You know what I think it is?
Yeah.
Artie's almost like... There's a part of it, I think that every day Artie gets up and doesn't want to come here, not because of us, but just because it's hard to get up. And I think that maybe subconsciously he's like, George is here, they don't need me today.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
it'll be a good day to take off.
Right, it's a good day to take off because they got somebody to talk to.
I do have to have the conversation with Artie. We work a 4-day week. It ain't the roughest gig in the world to get in here.
And he's missing after a 4-day weekend, a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, he goes on these gigs on weekends.
No, he wasn't working.
He wasn't working this weekend.
No.
Well, then that makes it even harder to get up early in the morning.
Oh,
he's had 3 or 4 mornings of sleeping in.
You think he gets used to it?
And my first day is always on a Monday.
Right.
So maybe that could be it.
That could be it.
Look at Artie.
There's also in page 6. What? What about him?
You're talking too loud. You're waking him up.
Oh, Artie, what's going on?
No,
You want to go lay down?
I'm listening to...
Do you want to lay down?
No, I'm listening.
I think he's sweating. He's falling asleep.
What's going on today? You are sweating.
I'm fine.
All right.
I was listening to you talk about the guy in page 6.
Mike Walker.
Mike Walker.
Yeah.
I love Mike.
What is it, Fafa?
It's funny. During the commercial break, J.D. and I were standing there, and Artie closed his eyes. He was standing up, but he closed his eyes. I thought he was going to fall asleep on his feet.
Yeah, I saw that.
And J.D. pulls me outside. He goes, Artie's definitely falling asleep today.
Well, Artie went out and did this charity benefit last night, and he's tired.
And I apologize.
No, but it's Cupcake Wednesday, too.
Yeah. And oh, my God, you should have seen how he attacked that bagel this morning.
No, but that's not... I apologize to you, Al.
You're over there fighting sleep. Do me a favor. Put your feet up and go to sleep. Just go to bed. Just leave the mic on so I can hear you snoring. All right?
I think I can... Well, now that we have the whole bed and it's such a popular show, I'll go over there if you want. But
do you want to go on the bed? Honestly,
bring in the bed.
Look at me. Stop avoiding me. Look at me. If you want to go on the bed, I'm not angry. Do you want to go on the bed? Do you want to go on the bed? Do you want to go to bed?
All right. I will, but it was... we did it once,
have the guys put him back to sleep.
But it was goofy once, but we're going to...
You need a little nap.
I'm not goofing. You
might
need to
make
nap.
it through the rest of the show if you nap a little
Here's the way I look at it. If you catch 20 minutes right now, starting now, then I got you for the news and you're awake. And you're perky. If I keep you from sleeping right now, do you need a napkin to get the sweat out of your eyes?
Oh,
why are you sweating?
Why are you sweating?
I need a haircut, man. Look at that hair.
You think the hair is making you sweat?
Partially.
You don't think it's the weight. You think it's the hair.
The hair, the gross, morbid obesity, the
hair
listen to me.
Making me
Look,
sweat.
I can even see your eyes are barely open. They're like 2 slits.
Oh, I know.
You look like the ruler of North Korea. You gotta go take a nap. In 20 minutes, I'll wake you up, and then you'll be all refreshed.
I'm going to go to Amsterdam and spend $10,000 to sleep for 4 days in a fucking hotel.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm afraid of.
No,
when's your house going to be done?
Oh, God. It's a nightmare.
Is your house done? No,
That's
it's not.
another nightmare, yeah. Oh, God.
What's going on?
Nothing.
The start of the summer season's going to be
I thought you didn't buy it until you were done.
Well, no. It was framed. It was only framed.
Ooh. What's the problem now?
There's just the issues. We changed builders. And, you know.
That's always bad.
Typical shit. But.
All right, so you want to go lay down? And I'll wake you in. You'll wake up in 20 minutes. You need a nap. Go over
I'm not good at taking 20-minute naps because
These guys are setting up a bed.
I'm not good at taking
Just go do it.
All right, I'm going to be cranky if you wake me up at 20 minutes.
I'm not going to wake you up. You wake up on your own.
Well, I'll be here till tomorrow.
Good.
I'll sleep through the Amsterdam flight.
Put him in bed.
Really? I mean, one time it was a joke, but now I feel like I'm being unprofessional.
Well, I'll tell you what is unprofessional. You got to stop taking gigs during the week.
I apologize.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go to bed at a decent hour.
You're 100% right.
But if you can't stay up when you're supposed to, you have to go to bed early.
But it's distracting everyone if you're going to be sleeping. So
I know. I've been watching him doze all morning.
You might as well doze and then wake up and be part of the show.
He wakes up only to eat.
I wake up to do something unhealthy.
Go over there.
You sure about this?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. I really don't care. I'd rather you be asleep.
We bought the bed for you.
I'd rather you be sleeping than sitting there like fighting
Falling
off
off
sleep.
your chair is what I'm worried about.
Yeah. There you go. You want someone to rub your feet?
Is he warm enough?
Wait. What? Wait, hold on. What?
My bed is gross. Yeah,
Why?
Greg, that's good. Put something over it. Got like a sheet of that. What is all that shit?
Greg, quickly, a sheet.
It looks like someone was jerking off on my bed.
What happened to the bed?
I don't know. It's all stained.
It's dust.
Oh.
There you
all
go.
Right, that's
some
good.
nice towels.
But you got to wrap them in something.
Also,
like a mummy.
We should look into another bed because this is hard to get out of.
Sorry.
He's got requests.
Get one of those adjustable beds.
You're in no position to request anything.
Hospital bed.
Get on that bed. Look at him. Oh, oops.
Oh, God, he can't get on.
Wrap him in his blanket.
I tell you, honestly.
Throw the blanket on him over his face.
Honestly,
he's not dead.
Honestly, this feels great. I really have to go to sleep.
Take his shoes off.
Don't let Sal or anybody
No, I won't. Don't worry, I promise.
Write I'm gay on my forehead.
We're going to write I'm gay on your forehead.
Don't do that.
I suck dick.
Don't do that.
Do you need an eye mask?
Yeah.
Is it too bright in here?
Too bright?
It's way bright. If they could
Could you lower the light for Artie? I mean, it's okay. We don't care if we're seeing.
No, just give me a towel. I'll put over my... Oh, this feels so comfortable.
This is a sequel to Artie Sleeps, which is one of the most popular Howard TV
Artie
shows.
Sleeps Part 2.
He's out already. He's out, guys.
They even have an eye mask for him.
Yeah.
He can't even lift his arms.
Who was wearing this last? Jeff Levy?
Yeah, put that on. Don't worry about it.
Wait a minute. Hey, Howard, it's blue. There's urine in my feet.
How are you, comfortable, pal?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm real comfortable.
All right, good night. I'm not going to bother you.
Good night, guys.
Can you take off your headphones so we don't annoy
so
you?
you don't hear us.
I don't have headphones on.
All right, good. Good night. Let's see. I'm going to count, see how long it takes before he falls asleep. 3. Hey, Will, you ought to set up a microphone just so we can hear him snore.
You got it.
Okay. He's just about out already. That's how tired he is.
I just started a timer.
How many seconds are we?
So far, like 7.
There he goes. I think he's out already, but if you get it close, you can hear the breathing. Not too close. There it is. He's out.
No, he's getting adjusted. Getting comfortable.
It's beating off.
Don't hit him with the microphone.
Don't hit him with the microphone. I want him to sleep. I really do want him to sleep. He's probably going to be out the whole show.
Yeah, if he goes, we probably won't get him back. Uh-oh. He's gone.
That's a minute.
Believe me, he was out 30 seconds ago. I see the dude is passing out.
He literally was falling asleep standing up.
Artie's contributing in his own way to the show today because we'll keep the mic up and you can hear him snoring.
Yeah. You'll know he's here.
We'll all know. He's actually more vocal this way. I knew we were losing him during the Joan Rivers interview. Ooh, he almost fell off the bed.
Oh, my goodness.
I want to get a couple of chairs to put on the side, like
a baby bumper?
We need rails, like a crib.
You know, when we go to hotels and I don't want my daughter to fall off, we put chairs up on the
I think we're officially REMing right now because he's in deep REM sleep.
Man, that's fast for falling asleep.
Well, he's all fucked up.
Because the truth is, I was up later than Artie last night.
Yeah, but he's a mess.
You're not 800 pounds.
Yeah, he's like he's got to be over 300 easy now. I think if Artie can make it almost to 9 o'clock, we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Take his nap. He'll be up in an hour as we're closing things down. After the news.
All right.
Maybe he'll be alert for the wrap-up show.
Yeah, he'll go on the wrap-up show. He'll just pull a little extra duty today to make up.
Hey, Droopy, you're on the air in Buffalo.
What's going on, guys?
Hey.
Shave the motherfucker's head. He said he needed a haircut.
The hair is making him sweat.
That's funny. Wake up bald, full head shaved.
That would work, though.
Hey, Jason, this is what you can look forward to in Amsterdam at the bachelor party.
Does it even sound like he's going to enjoy Amsterdam the way he's talking?
No. Sounds crazy. Jason, are you taking pictures of Artie sleeping? You can put some up on the web with his big eye mask. Here's Jason. Will laughing. A mess. He's like dead guy and sleeping through the show. It's like Weekend at Bernie's working with him.
He didn't say anything about drinking last night, did he?
Come on. What do you think happened? You think he got through that show on his own? You know he needed a little liquid help.
Of course.
Sure. A little liquid. What, Will? Wait. What?
He looks like the bloated Zorro.
Hello?
Yeah, hi, who's this?
Howard.
Hello?
I give up.
Is he still breathing?
Yeah, he's going. You could hear him.
Oh, no, he may have sleep apnea.
What do you mean?
Where he stops breathing for a while.
That was a good 10 seconds.
Scott DePace and the guys in the Howard TV want to know if they can come in and take pictures with him.
Oh, you mean like pose with him?
Yeah, pose with him. With Artie.
Okay, go ahead. I don't care. Look, just don't wake him up. Like, what are they going to do? Just, like, stand
I think,
next to
like,
him?
you know.
Yeah, they could take some pictures with him. No, Brian wants to take a picture. Oh, all the Howard TV guys. What do you guys want to do?
I want to take a picture like I'm at a wake, and I'm going to pray next to him like he's dead body.
Oh, okay. You want to put a Santa hat on him?
Yeah. See, if you start putting things on him, you'll wake him up.
Don't wake him up. Don't wake him up. Brian, don't wake him up. Just take your picture. You guys can and put that on the web. You guys can take a picture. JD's in there. Brian, all the guys. That's funny. Brian's posing like he's at a wake. Anyone want to stand next to him with their cock out?
I was going to say, anybody got a big, like, dildo you can put it near his mouth?
All right. Anyway, where was I? I'll go to Chad. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I'll talk to you about this.
Okay.
All right, try and ignore Artie, all right?
It'll be hard. Oh, Oh, no.
What are they doing?
Somebody's backing in butt
the guys, don't do that. No, guys, don't
Artie
do that.
will kill us if you wake
Richard's
up
got his cock out.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
Sal's got his ass out.
Howard, I told him not to do that. He came to me and I said, don't fucking do that.
And he did it anyway. What's with him? Did I give him a whole lecture?
What was the lecture?
He's got to listen to Gary.
Good luck.
Anyway, Elliot's... Artie just erupted like a whale.
5 minutes.
Yeah. He's out for 5 minutes?
Oh, 5:46.
Okay. Keep that clock going, Fred.
I'm not going to change it.
Anyway, the Spitzers haven't called it quits yet, so they got a picture of Elliot Spitzer and his wife out on the town yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, like, not out on the town. He's wearing a suit. She's in jeans and stuff. You know, she's a pretty attractive woman, actually. But they say they came into New York. The disgraced politician picked up his wife in a chauffeured silver Lexus sedan in front of their Central Park West apartment, and she hopped in the back alone while he sat up front with the driver.
Oh, that's not together.
Ooh.
Then they made their way down to the hospital for a 1-hour visit. They went to, what hospital? I don't know. They went to some hospital. Some people were NYU Medical. Some people were speculating they were going like a shrink together.
Right,
a marriage
like some kind of counselor.
Some kind of counselor. The driver got out of the car just as the hour mark approached to tend to his bosses. So that's why they think... So like an hour in, they come out. Once they exited, they kept their stare straight ahead, didn't touch hands. She walked a step behind him. The only time Spitzer made a motion toward his wife is when he put his arm behind her to usher her out the door first. You know, he's like being a gentleman.
Right. You go first.
I'm so fascinated by this. I'm sure it is the most difficult time in their life.
Yeah.
But I am fascinated by the husband who gets caught with hookers in a very public scandal, and he's still living in the same house with his wife and kids, and what the fuck hell that must be. So he picks up his wife in a car. He has to sit in front with the driver. She sits in the back. He used to be the governor a few weeks ago. And now he's sitting in the front of the car with the driver while she's in the back. They get to marriage therapy. They go in for an hour. And then he's like holding doors for her. It's like he's dating her all over again. He's being all chivalrous. He probably hasn't been that way in a long time. Then he...
Just keep going.
Are you finding it hard to do the show? It is hard, right?
Because every time you make a point, I hear...
Almost 8 minutes.
I don't feel so funny when a guy's snoring behind me. So, no, she won't sit next to him in the car. And then, on top of that, they come out of marriage therapy. He's got to hold the door for her. He gets her in the car.
Well, yeah, see, this is why it never works. As sorry as he is, he can never be sorry enough.
Right. It's just a lifetime of pain now.
Right. All he's going to be doing is trying to run uphill.
Silda smiled briefly when she stepped into the car as a male passerby recognized her husband and offered some kind words. That was nice. Trying to shore him up after his humiliating dalliances with prostitutes were made public last month. The two men shook hands. Spitzer's so grateful. He's like...
Yeah, this guy will talk to me.
Thank you.
Nobody in my house will talk to me.
Feeling closer to his wife than when he entered the facility, he took a seat next to her in the back.
Yeah, see, counseling did a little bit to help.
Do you think in counseling...
bridge that gap.
Did he say, listen, I'm really embarrassed. I mean, I know you don't owe me anything now, but... Whoops.
Artie's adjusting position.
He's going to fall off the bed.
Or hit that mic.
I know.
Yeah, that mic should be up.
Broadcast. Whoa. Artie fell over.
He fell over.
Artie, you okay?
Oh, and toppled the whole bed.
He's still asleep.
Leave him alone.
Leave him alone on the floor and let him sleep.
Just still asleep.
Is he okay? What happened? Are you all right, Art?
He's still asleep. He's still sleeping.
He just said, "Oh shit," in his sleep.
Yeah, but maybe he's not okay. He just fell off the bed.
With something on his head? What's going on over there?
What's going on?
He's fine.
Oh. What did he do? He fell off the bed?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you shitting me?
No.
Let me see what's doing over there. Cover him up.
Yeah, he needs to be covered.
Get him a pillow.
Artie just
No, don't touch him.
Artie just rolled off the bed. He's sleeping on the floor now.
The whole bed went over.
He is out, Howard. Out.
Boy, he must have not slept last night.
Get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, what just happened was unbelievable. Artie rolled off the bed and onto the floor.
And stayed asleep.
Well, it's a good thing that bed wasn't so high.
Yeah, really. There could have been
No, it's a bed that's almost on the floor, but he rolled right off. Can I see playback on that?
Yeah, they just rewind that. does, look.
Well, there you go.
Can we see it again in real time?
I predict this show will be the biggest show on Howard TV ever.
Just
Artie rolling on the... Oh. Well, what?
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
They're replaying the tape Artie
so
playing, but...
And look at that, his whole back is exposed.
He's like, oh, wait, he's getting up. I'm telling you.
What? No, he's just getting comfortable. He just twitches around. He likes his blankie. He keeps adjusting it.
It was like when King Kong fell off the Empire State Building.
You said it the other day. Ted, you have no argument. Every argument I will win.
Ted,
I didn't check in. I didn't know, like...
And good morning to you. Colton, you're on the air. Good morning. We're back live.
Hello?
Yes, Colton. What can I do for you?
Yo, I just want to make sure Artie's back.
You want to know if Artie's back? Well, I'll reveal that later in the show.
I've been dying all week.
I'm going to tell you everything that is going on. Greg, you're on the air in West Haven, Connecticut.
Yeah, Rob, same thing as that guy. Want to know if he quit or what?
All right, let's go to...
Well, I'm here.
And Robin is here for those of you who were worried she'd quit, too. Matt, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, what's up? I love you, man, but I listened to that fight a couple times on YouTube, and I mean, Teddy kept asking to leave, and you just kept prodding and prodding.
Oh, it's your fault.
So it is my fault. Artie did accuse me.
I knew it was somebody's fault.
Yeah, I knew it was my fault. Somehow it's always my fault. Let's go to...
If you're in the room.
Let's go to Mark. Mark in Chicago. Go ahead.
Hey, I don't know. I mean, if he is back, why does he get second, chance after chance after chance? I mean, look at this guy's track record. He's fought with Dice, Levy, Richard Sal, High Pitch Mike, you.
Well, I'm not going to tell you if...
How many chances does this guy get? I mean, there is a double standard here.
I'm not going to tell you...
It sounds like a
triple standard. I'm not going to tell you if Artie is back or not, but I did have a conversation with him during the week where he told me he's not a violent guy.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's right.
Well,
so
how is he having all these fights?
I don't know why he's having all these fights. Let's go to... Kevin.
For a non-violent guy.
Kevin in Brooksbury, Pennsylvania. Yes, Kevin.
How we doing?
All right.
Artie is back. I know he's back.
How do you know that?
I know.
How would you know?
It's a psychic on that.
I heard the laugh.
You heard his laugh. How do you know it wasn't Fred playing a sound effect?
No, I was him. Artie always laughs on the punchline there, and I heard him. He's back.
How do you know it wasn't Fred playing a sound effect?
Nope, it's not Fred.
Fred, play Artie's laugh to prove that you were doing that.
Fred is good.
There he goes again. He just played it again.
There you go.
Play it again. See?
No, he's back. Please, God, I hope he's back. Hey, guys, it's the first time I ever got through. I love the show.
Thank you, Kevin.
I got satellite just for you guys. This is the second time I've come out to my car at 6 in the morning. The other time was 1906.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right, Kevin, thank you. I will reveal whether Artie is back in just a moment. Vaughn, go ahead. You're on the air in San Jose, California.
Yeah, hey, Howard, I know Artie's there, and I'm going to say this. Artie, you need to make a proper commitment to the show. Enough of this goddamn stand-up. It's getting in the way of the show. You use the show to sell out your stand-up and play bigger venues, but then doing those shows interferes with the show.
There's that laugh again. Is that real or is it Memorex? Let's go to Brian. Brian in East Setauket, New York.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
I want to know if we'll ever get to see that fight on Howard TV between him and Teddy.
All right. So here I will reveal to you now. Fred, give me a drum roll because we left you with a cliffhanger on Thursday of a week ago. Artie, if you are here, are you back on the show? There's that laugh.
Wow. Yes, I am here.
You are here. You are sitting here, which is a miracle, actually, because I will tell you, I never thought...
It is a miracle.
I never thought you would be back on the show. And you're clean-shaven, and you're here, and I'm happy about it.
Yes, thank you.
Now, Benji...
So am I.
Benji, when you were last with Artie, you were restraining him, weren't you?
Sorry about that.
Benji actually held you. Were you the main guy who held Artie back?
Who was holding Artie back?
Teddy said Ronnie saved his life.
But Ronnie came in and got Teddy out, I think. That's how it went.
But Benji gave you the first tackle, but you got past him.
I think I was just trying to slow down a little.
Well, Yeah, Benji was the first obstacle.
What, did you throw a body block or something?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know exactly.
You did get past Benji. I was surprised. But Benji slowed you down somewhat.
Yeah, Benji is, he's like that linebacker who Earl Campbell crushed that one time.
Right, he sacrificed himself.
Benji was already hard to restrain.
Well, I think I was more, like I said, I wasn't like a restraint as much as just trying to slow down. And
you put your belly in his way.
Yeah.
We had contact. Our bellies hit. Which, I'm surprised there wasn't a fucking earthquake.
Artie, before I play the massive amount of news reports about this and go into exactly what happened and talk about this, are you wanting to make a statement of some kind?
Do you have anything to say?
Do you have any?
Listen, I was waiting for you guys to ask. That was wonderful.
All right, I'll go into the story. Before you make your statement, why don't I go into
Well, I mean, but the only thing I want to say is that, of course, I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. It's all my fault. It wasn't anybody else's fault. It wasn't Teddy's fault. It was my fault. And this week, I have been overwhelmed by how nice people have treated me. I really feel like I'm part of a family. Howard called me in the middle of what was probably a stressful week for him doing stuff, and a really, there wasn't an ounce of anger or anything but concern for me. And other people here reacted similar, in a similar way. Tim Sabian, Mel Karmazin, Don Buchwald. I got calls from everybody on the staff here, and I really feel like I am part of a family, and that is such a touching thing. And, I was blown away by how nice everybody was. And Howard's call meant a lot to me. I apologized to him as many times as I could, and I want to apologize to the fans.
It was only until now that you found out you were a member of a family?
Well, it's like...
Sometimes it takes a crisis, right?
No. I realize that. I realize that, but this was really something else. I mean, I fucked up in a major way. I've been fucking up my whole life. And, that's it, really. What I want. I'm happy to be back. The show is the most important thing in my life. It's the only thing that's probably keeping me alive, quite frankly. And, Doug Goodstein's got the pace. Benji called. Everybody called and was so nice. And I appreciate it, man. I really, really appreciate it. And I'd like to think, if, God forbid, the tables were turned, I would do the same for you guys, because I felt amazing. And I mean, other people, like David Spade called me, and Norm and Jimmy Kimmel, they were offering me to stay at their house in California for a week and just get my head straight.
What would that do for you?
I don't know, but I said...
Staying at David Spade's house might not be the best thing.
Well, I said to Jimmy Kimmel, who really was concerned and offered me, I said, if I stay at your house, we're not going to be friends anymore, and I guarantee it'll be my fault. But, so it was just amazing. And the big thing, though...
Maybe you want to stay at David's house.
What I want to say is Teddy, it's not his fault. He's a good kid. He's not stealing money from me. We have money issues.
That was something you said in the heat of the moment.
Yes, that was in the heat of the moment. And
Art, what do you
kid
think
is not
happened?
A thief. And
Art, what do you think happened? What happened? Was it just a bad day for you? As you explained to me on the phone.
Were you having a bad day? You were supposed to be going to Amsterdam that night.
Yeah, I was surprised, actually. And maybe it was partially my fault in the sense that I even said to Artie, I don't know, I was just, how
could it be your fault if you don't know what Artie's going
through? Well, that's the other thing.
So many people accused me of instigating this, and I said, well, we always all fight on the air.
As the host of the show, you're probably, and the most famous guy, they're probably going to go for the juiciest thing. And the other thing is, that's the other thing I want to say. In no way do I feel it's Howard's fault at all. I said a lot of things when I was mad. I know you don't give a shit about stuff like this, but it's the one time I actually used my publicist for something important. I got back from Amsterdam, and I saw that Page 6 had run a couple of stories 2 days in a row, and Daily News, and the main part they said, Lange blamed Howard for the fight, and I felt terrible, so my publicist was able to get something in Russian Malloy that basically said the truth, that I feel I betrayed Howard. He gave me a chance. I have a bad track record. I promised him it wouldn't happen again, and if anything, Howard was nice to me to give me another shot. I love him, and I'm sorry. And they got that in the paper. But
they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
The Russia Malloy took care of me, and I appreciate that. And that's how I really feel. You know, and
have you spoken with Teddy since the incident?
Yes, I called Teddy.
Yeah.
And I basically said what I said here. I said, look, Ted, man, obviously. And he knows from touring with me for a year and a half. He knows I'm nuts. And I said, I don't have any excuse. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Please, under no circumstances, quit your job. It's serious. I would feel terrible about that. I'm the one who should leave if anybody.
He was thinking of quitting his job?
Well, he said that on the air.
Well, afterwards, after the incident on the air, I spoke with Teddy, and Teddy was feeling so horrible. He said, if I'm responsible for Artie not being with the show, I don't want to be here anymore. I'll leave. And I said, Teddy, no. You did nothing wrong. You are absolutely welcome here. You're thinking backwards here. Artie, you know, Artie...
And he did nothing wrong.
He did nothing wrong. I said, this is something that has to be worked out between you and Artie, I suppose, or not. But you did not do anything wrong. And there's no way I would ever stand for you leaving here. So that was...
Well, that was nice. I'm sure he needed that from you, too. Yeah. That was nice of you.
He was shook up.
I finally got a chance to hear the West Coast feed after a few hours. I talked to some people. I talked to a shrink that I deal with sometimes, and... you know, I heard Robin say, obviously, you know, there's the A.J. Benza thing, and there is a double standard, and Gary came in and said, this was funny. I thought the example, Gary.
A.J. wrote me and said, hey, can I be interviewed? You know,
did he really?
Yeah, he goes,
come back now.
Yeah, he goes, I should be given a second chance, too.
Well, then A.J. actually made contact with the guy.
Well, I said to him, yeah, I guess you definitely call in because, you know, it would be...
And all doors are open, apparently.
Evidently.
Yeah, well, and you know, Robin's point was well taken. I thought she was right there. And Gary came in, the example he used was, look, what if one day Joan Rivers says something and he starts beating her up? That's
right.
I said, I'd like to think, I called Gary and I said, Gary, your point was well taken, but I'd like to think there's something inside of me that would not beat up Joan Rivers.
Well, in all seriousness,
you know,
I'd like to see that. That'd be funny.
Well, let me tell you about my side of this thing, because what happened with me.
Right.
So, of course, Artie and Teddy got into their thing on the air, and it was best that Artie leave the studio. You were in an agitated state. I never saw you so crazed. You know, your eyes were popping out of your head.
Did you see Jason Reitman when you left?
No.
Oh, Jason did see you.
He did?
He tried to talk to you.
He tried to talk to you. And you were so... He had you in mind for the lead in his next movie.
Howard, I got to tell you, just the last thing before you talk. From the time that I said I resign, and, you know, I didn't know what to do, and that was more emotion than I've ever had in my life. I was so emotional.
Right.
And, like, even just, like, trying to give you a hug or something and then leave and really tell you that I love you. And, you know, it's just... I fucked up a lot in my life where I end relationships badly. I always told you guys.
Right, you always do that. That's what I thought this was.
You wrote the script. You said it would happen exactly as it did.
Yeah, I mean, if I could tell you... I mean, I wasn't obviously nearly as famous back then, but if I had the notoriety I have now when I left Mad TV, forget it. That would have been... That was even worse. I took a swing at a cop. But after... I took a swing at a cop with an 8-ball of cocaine on me at 11 a.m. in Hollywood. But from the time I sort of hugged you there and went down into the elevator, I was almost in like an emotional blackout. I really was so crazed. Wow. And I felt so horrible that I had once again fucked up my life, or at least put myself out there, you know, on the air, places. I hailed a cab immediately, and there's 2 cops who walk a beat around here, and they're great guys. They're fans of the show, and they were in their squad car, and they followed the cab that I got into. And they pulled up. Again, everybody was so nice. They pulled up at a light and said, "You all right, man? You need us to do anything for you? You know, we love you." And I was like, "Nah, you know, I'm an asshole."
You didn't go to the Brooklyn Diner?
No, that was wrong.
We heard you were spotted eating ferociously in the Brooklyn Diner, and I'm not kidding you. You're kidding. He went down and ate?
Really? That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Eating ferociously was accurate, but it wasn't the Brooklyn Diner. There's a diner in Hoboken on Sinatra Drive called the Turning Stone. That's awesome.
Did you go there?
I did.
You did. Oh, so you were in a diner.
Yes.
We had a report that you were in a diner.
I mean, look, someone could have just went with the odds and said I'm in a diner.
After an explosion like that, which was very emotional. I mean, you're talking about your job. You're talking about throwing everything away.
Everything.
What did you eat? I got to know.
Yeah, what do you eat at a time like that?
I had a mozzarella omelet with sausage. And,
most people might not be hungry after something like that would happen.
It's the epitome of comfort food.
You had been eating all morning. I'm surprised you had an appetite.
Now, what kind of bread do you have with that?
Getting by Benji works up an appetite.
You got by 4 guys.
What do you have with that?
What kind of bread?
Yeah.
Rye toast with butter and jam.
Oh.
Did you have any drink with it? Or?
I had 2 chocolate milks.
Oh.
I love Diner chocolate milk. I love it. It's so great.
It's with the syrup and everything.
Yeah, they make this with Jay's syrup. And I love that milk thing where it comes out like ice cold. And I had
did
coffee.
You have a dessert?
I had, well, no, it's
some
breakfast.
Pie?
You don't eat
dessert
pie with bread.
I had, but I did go to Starbucks and get a chocolate chunk cookie that I heated up.
Oh, you did? All right.
And plus I got to get on a plane now. Like, be in the bathroom for 8 hours on the way.
A lot of people were surprised you even went on the trip to Amsterdam.
Yeah, that was speculation afterward. Is he going to Amsterdam?
And I had gotten a report. Gary was giving me updates whenever he heard him. He said, Artie was spotted in the airport. Teddy is there, too, but they're not talking to him.
Well, I got to the gate, and, the trip to Amsterdam took on a whole different life for me. It became like, well, shit, thank God we have a week off, and I'll be out of town, And
like you really needed to get out of town.
Yeah, out of the country, and it was a beautiful hotel, this amazing service there.
I had advised Teddy not to go if you were going, because I was afraid for him.
Yeah, look, it's like, you're totally justified in thinking that, but I feel so bad that someone actually thinks that I'm that much of an asshole. But I guess there's examples that, go against me thinking that.
Right. So
but I saw Teddy. What happened is like, look, I saw Teddy and I made eye contact with him as we were getting on the plane. We were sitting far away from each other on the plane. And I said, look, it's too soon to start a conversation. I didn't want it to go, you know what I mean? Like, I had to think more, and I didn't want him to think I wasn't talking to him because I was still mad, but I had to think about what I'm going to say because I don't want it to be the wrong thing and start something, God forbid, in the airport. So,
in the plane.
I don't know. To me, I don't know what's going on with our stock, but to me, I think everyone has Sirius that I've ever met.
Yes, I
people
thought,
at the airport.
God, everyone knows.
Airline attendants, they had all heard it. Like that, they all knew what was going on. I guess maybe the computer or something, but and
there was no hiding.
I got to Amsterdam, and I pull up to my hotel, and there's 2 guys, they're Americans. I don't know if they live there or not. I'm walking to the hotel, and they go, dude, you fucked up this morning, man. This is in Holland. They stream on the computer. I mentioned that to Howard, and you were like, maybe they stream on the computer, and then... but I went in and I just relaxed. I didn't see Teddy the whole trip. I did get together with the guys to walk around, but
I heard
with all of the guys or just some of the guys?
Well, there was 20 guys, so they were all spread out. I took a boat to their hotel, gondola. And,
did you have dinner with Teddy that night?
No, I never got a chance to have a meal with the guys. We walked around for a few days, and I just stayed to myself. It really was cathartic walking around. It's such a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city, but what do you do there alone?
Yeah, well, Art, what about the whores and the drugs?
I did.
I went.
Yeah, I mean, did you imbibe in whores and drugs?
I didn't do any of the H's that I love, heroin or hookers.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not going to do heroin. I mean, heroin would have been so...
No, but I meant the hookers.
Well, I took a boat tour, and we went to the red light district. And apparently, if you pay a boat guy $40,000, he'll do whatever you want. The dollar really sucks. I mean, it's insane to go, this is such and such...
a hooker?
Yeah, such euros.
In fact, there are a lot of places in America now that are taking euros.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, because they're stronger than the dollar.
Right. I brought some back with me, so... we stopped, we docked the boat at the Red Lake District, and I walked around, and Phelan had the same observation. The culture over there, they're in like these whores are in like little
windows,
lockers in windows, and they're just, and we were there, my guy...
Hot? I heard they're not
I didn't get a hot batch.
Yeah.
Because it was the time of day. He said, like, look, at night, about 9 o'clock on a Friday, you're going to see some hot chicks. But he goes,
you go during the day, it's frightening.
This was like a Wednesday afternoon. Some of them were old.
Yeah.
They looked like grandmothers with their tits hanging to their knees.
I told you, we walked out. There was a woman Must have been 87.
Really?
Yeah. And
87.
She had one leg in one corner of the window and one leg in the other corner of the window.
Well, that's inviting. But, you know, but I was thinking to myself about these old whores. The one thing that tempted me was they probably give an amazing blowjob, I would assume.
Well, they've got to try very, very hard.
They must really put out.
Do.
Plus, it's their profession. So I walked around the red light district. I didn't partake in anything. But when I met the guys one day, we walked into a cafe. Jason and his brothers, who were really nice guys, Phelan and Shuley, and I smoked a joint.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, man, I didn't notice how strong it was, but it was such a smooth, like, it was fantastic weed, I guess, because 3 puffs I was feeling all right. But, you know, like in the Jimi Hendrix song, Are You Experienced? Like, not necessarily stoned, but beautiful. You
had that.
I was beautiful.
Wow.
I was beautiful. And I like, all my troubles.
You didn't get paranoid on the pod?
No, and I had the same reaction you. I've had my worst experience with drugs, the hard drugs I've done, was with weed.
Right.
In L.A. Like that crazy chronic shit or whatever the fuck it is. But I smoked this joint, we shot some pool, and look, Amsterdam, they're not violent people, and I'm sure, you know, legalizing weed is the right thing, but there are a lot of people who sit in these cafes who are about 42 who look like they might have had a shot, and they're just staring into space. Like, you saw guys who were like going, God, I came here to be an author or a singer, and it just didn't work out, you know.
Right, there's a lot of, looks like lazy sort of people hanging around.
It's over for them, you know?
Yeah.
And at that point, I related to them.
Now, while you were in Amsterdam...
So I walked back to my hotel, which was a little bit of a walk, and you're going to love this, because this was my favorite part about the culture over there. These guys will attest to it. I was beautiful. I left. I said, I'll try to call you guys later. I walked back to my hotel along one of the canals, and... I found a place for pancakes. It is the capital of the world for pancakes.
What makes these pancakes so great?
The guys have all had them. They're big, they're light, they're fluffy, they're unbelievable.
You're talking about like these big giant pancakes, and they're loaded up with
like a whole plate full of one pancake.
Right, but in New York, it's almost like they're coming off an assembly line. These are like there's a fat old Dutch woman making you this. It's rich with butter and syrup. So
are there apples in it? Is there chocolate?
You can get all that stuff. You can get everything on the side. I had butter.
Just butter. Extra butter.
Yeah.
Butter pancakes.
Butter pancakes. And and a couple of eggs. And the eggs over there are really yellow. And
orange almost.
Nothing's added to them.
Yeah.
So I sat down, and if you could imagine, any pothead would think, after smoking weed like that and walking a little bit.
How much weed did you smoke?
An enormous pancake.
Did you take one hit or many hits?
I took... I shared a joint with a couple of the guys. I probably took about 6 or 7 hits total.
Wow. So you were flying.
Yeah, I felt really good, and I walked it off a little bit, but God, it was just like... It was fantastic.
Did you hear any music? Did you have your iPod with you?
I had my iPod, and I was listening to that.
And you're by yourself eating pancakes.
I went by myself. I got an enormous pancake, Howard. I had, like syrup was dripping, and I was so happy. And these people know this, look, because everybody's a pothead.
Right.
You know, I'm such a typical arrogant American. I didn't try to slow down my accent. Like, you give me a pancake and a couple, and you expect these people. I talk like a fucking Tony Soprano. And these guys all, you know, they adjust for us.
And you only have one pancake? They're so large?
I had 2 of them.
You had 2?
Oh, my
Both
God.
uncovered them, but there's probably the equivalent of 7 pancakes.
Both pancakes covered the entire plate.
Yeah, right. But they were so light and fluffy and just wonderful.
And just 2 eggs.
Yeah, it was probably... You know what? This is pathetic, but it's probably the best afternoon I've ever had in my life.
Was that right?
It might have been, except I didn't get laid. But
big deal.
I then walked off the pancake, which I fooled myself. Well, I'll walk it off. I'll be fine.
How far did you walk? To Denmark?
Well, yeah, I should have walked home. But I got back to my hotel, and I just laid down. And, oh, my God, the feeling lasted for so long. Then I fell asleep, and I was supposed to meet the guys for dinner, because I said, Jason, I'll buy you dinner. And I woke up, it was 1 a.m. I missed dinner.
No alarm clock in that room.
No. But I didn't, Teddy, and it was just by sheer chance. I didn't see Teddy. They splintered off the group.
Have you and Teddy spoken since this incident?
So when I got back after I spoke with you...
Well, let me just say that, Artie, from my end of it, I mean, I had the worst week of vacation. I'm so happy to be back at work, I can't even tell you. After the show on Thursday, I knew I was coming down with a cold Wednesday. I had a bit of a sore throat.
You didn't even.
You told me that. I felt so bad for you. Howard, the first thing he said on the phone is, I'm sick. And I'm like, you're sick on vacation.
Yeah, I talked to him and found out he was sick, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So Thursday, we did the show. You had your whatever that was. And then I'm dealing with that at work. And let me apologize to the audience if people were offended that I take responsibility for this. I killed the replay of the show, and I killed the Howard TV presentation of what happened. Now, I've been widely criticized on every fan network and all of this. And
at the time, we didn't know exactly what was going on.
Well, again, I'll take the hit for that, guys, because it was a favor to me.
No, well, listen, I hadn't spoken with Artie yet, but Artie left here. Honestly, Artie, and all jokes aside, and I'm really thrilled you're here, and you know that. But I was really scared for Artie. I was scared for Teddy. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. In fact, I even heard some people say, that we staged all of what happened, and it's like a wrestling thing. We made a cliffhanger. And
the
nothing...
gay wrestler guy that we know, who's a great guy, called me and said, this is an April Fool's joke, right? And he wasn't kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, then you're the greatest actor on the planet. Because I'll tell you,
all of us.
I'll tell you what, and this is what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened, because I was pretty criticized, and I jumped the shark and all this, and I'll accept all of that. Maybe I have. But, here's the thing. I wanted to do the right thing in this situation.
And we weren't going to be back the next day.
When Artie left here and hugged me, I'm sitting here on the air, and part of me is going, maybe I better go follow this guy, because I honestly, and I know now it seems crazy to say this, I really didn't know if Artie was going to go out and fucking kill himself, kill someone. I didn't know what was Artie's mental condition. I hadn't had a chance to really speak to Artie. This all went down on the air. I kind of felt like, wow, you said, hey, I can't control myself. And I said, well, then you got to leave. And the whole thing was really, I would rather not have had it happen on the air. But when it happened, directly after the show, everyone said, well, what do we do about the replays? And what do we do about Howard TV? And I said, you know what? I don't know what condition Artie's in. God forbid we replay this. And it escalates even more. Let's say he hears it or he gets more incensed. I said, I don't know, or maybe it drives him nuts that this all happened. I didn't know what condition you were in. I was genuinely concerned for you and everyone here. And I just said, I think the audience would understand why I'm doing this, but I can't worry about the audience right now. I got to worry about this guy I work with.
I didn't think they'd understand.
They don't understand anything. Our audience is such a bunch of fuckheads.
They are.
Everybody calls me and quickly condemns me. How could you have played that show over again? Don't you care about Artie? That's what I would have gotten had I played it.
Right, you can't win.
I cannot win. So I thought, well, gee, maybe for once I've got to be the most responsible guy here. So, I quickly said to Tim, let's hold off on that. I don't want to play this. Right. I don't know what the reaction would be, and God forbid somebody... What if Artie goes to a hotel? I really was afraid you were going to go kill yourself.
And you don't want it playing for a week.
Well, let me explain something, because we never actually talked about how I felt about that. I said thank you, but I got to tell you, for the record, you did the right thing, because I was dreading... I didn't know about it. And I was on the plane, and I looked at my watch, and I'm going, God, people are hearing this again right now. And
that's what I was afraid of.
I really, at that point, it would have been rough for me, man. It would have been. So, and it was a favor to me, and I appreciate it. And for the record, you did the right thing. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, dude, you could have played. That's not true. If you did, I mean, obviously, I made my bet. I got to lie in it, but you did the right thing there, man, because I was freaking that people were hearing.
Yeah, I was really just trying to picture... I really do love Artie, and I did not want him to be further distressed. I honestly didn't, and that was where I was coming from. I wasn't sitting and thinking once, oh, wow, this will be great for the ratings or something.
No, that never played into your conversation at all. It was all about the condition of those involved.
I was afraid you might do something to hurt yourself. I really was. I didn't want you going on heroin. I didn't want you hurting yourself. I mean, God forbid. And,
And of all the places I'm going to Amsterdam.
So
we were all concerned about that.
Let's take a couple of calls. Dominic Barber, you're on the air.
Two things. Number one, I'm talking to somebody, and I say, well, did he land yet? And the person says, you mean the Pope? I said, no, Artie. But next,
Hey, by the way, what did Bill Maher say about Catholics that now everyone's calling for his resignation and banning HBO from homes?
I have no idea. What did he say?
I don't know, because I'm reading about it that Bill Maher said something.
Are they not replaying that?
No. Maybe they're not. I don't know. But Bill Maher evidently has offended Catholics.
Good.
I think he's a Catholic, but I think he somehow offended his own.
Well, the other point with Artie is that all of us were waiting to hear if you overdosed in heroin, in Amsterdam on heroin, because all of us were saying, oh, he's not going. Then when we heard you went, yo, he's going to take heroin. I know he is. Am I correct that you got high and ate pancakes and we had to worry about your life?
Yeah, I know.
Well, I got pissed because I was having a miserable day, and then I heard Artie got on a plane to Amsterdam. I'm like, why am I feeling so bad?
What was weird for me is that now I get this horrible sore throat and swollen glands, and I'm sick as a dog. And just bummed out. And I wake up. I went to sleep, and I woke up, and then there's like a bunch of phone calls from Artie. And he's about to get on a plane to Amsterdam, and he was just basically saying, look, man, it's over. I thought it through. It's the right thing to do because, I don't want to put the show and put you in an uncomfortable spot and all this kind of stuff. And he left me 4 rather long messages.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they were very long. I still have them, by the way.
I look at it again.
Yeah.
Did he run out the memory?
Yeah, he kind of did, but
I just didn't know what the fuck to do.
So
that was the only reaction I had. It's like, I got to somehow say I'm sorry. And
I appreciated the phone calls, and I went, I should call Artie, but he's probably about an hour or 2 away from getting on a plane, and I can't even talk at this point. My throat is on fire. I can't. And I just said, when Artie gets back, I'll let him go chill out, and I'll call him. So I heard you were back. I'd heard through Gary that you would come back, and I called Artie, and I said, Art, look, how you doing, and all that kind of stuff. And
you talked to him personal.
Yes, I did, and I was anxious to speak to him, and I came from a very sincere place, and I said to Artie, look, if this show is, affecting your health and hurting you, and I said, then you have every right to leave, and you should leave. I really thought Artie wanted to just leave. In fact, I kind of thought, like, maybe this was your psychological way of getting out of it, and, like, making the decision. That way you didn't even have to make a decision. I didn't know where the hell you were at. But I said to Art, I said, man, I said, I'll do anything that helps you. If this show is so bad for your health and all that kind of stuff, then you got to get away from the show, and I understand. I really do. But I said, also, I said, I wish it wasn't so definite, too, that, that you'd made this big decision. And we started talking, and Artie really did want to come back, and Artie does want to be part of the show. And I said, I don't even know. I said, from my end, I want you on the show, and I know the fans want you on the show, and you're great for the show. You're terrific. I said, but, there's people you got to talk to here. It's serious, and make sure it's okay to come back and all that stuff. And Artie went ahead and had a bunch of meetings. I don't know who you met with, but he met with a bunch of people. And, so I feel very lucky that you're back on the show. I feel fortunate. I feel good about it. I feel great about it.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you're here, and you're important to me. Right. And I know you're important to everyone here. And I hope things are going to be okay.
We have to say, Artie, I don't know that there's another chance.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Based on the people I spoke to here, I don't think there is another chance. I mean, I really don't.
The only reason I would consider leaving the show or any work I'd be at right now is because, one, I talked to a couple of doctors, and I went, a medical doctor, too, and he's just like, look, wherever you were working now, my standpoint is, you're close to a physical breakdown of how unhealthy you are.
Right.
And he's like, if you need to take some time to get healthy and even go to like some sort of, not like a rehab, but some sort of
resort.
I mean, he
like
goes,
The Biggest Loser, where you go and you like, you go to weight camp.
No, he's not going to Biggest Loser. They work there.
Well, fat camp, that kind of thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, for lack of a better word, but. He said, because
Artie went to a pancake restaurant.
That's right. He's going to a resort where he can eat and sleep.
There was, you talk about violent. If someone tried to get in between me and that pancake, forget it. But, so he said I'm not saying like you should leave the show career-wise or anything, and because what I told Howard is true. I mean, the show is the best thing ever, but He goes, you're not healthy, man. He goes, you're 40, and he goes, you could have a heart attack, like, so easily. And it wouldn't be a surprise, and mentally you're stressed. So he goes, you know, the fact that the people are treating you so well at the show, you know, maybe one day down the road you need to at least take some time and get better if you can't do it within that schedule. And I said, okay, the thing I want to do right now is just get back on the air and just get back to normal.
So would you come back to say, I'm going on vacation?
No.
Doesn't sound like
No, I'm saying, I mean, look, what happened on the air the other day is, like, what if I have a heart attack on the air? You know, nobody wants that.
Well, as you can see, Artie is not here. Gary, can you tell me about the phone call you got from Art? There is a situation that has developed.
Really?
What's going on with Artie? Wait a second. Where's your microphone? How dare you? Go ahead.
I guess it was about 10 after 5 this morning. I'm driving in, and the phone rings. Usually it's Sal to tell me he missed his train at Jamaica, but it was Artie, which I was sort of surprised at. And I said, hey, what's up? And he goes, listen, dude, he goes, I got up. It was dark in the house, and I walked into a bookcase or something, and he goes, I hit my eye. He goes, there's blood all over the place. Oh. He goes, I called a cab. I'm on my way to the emergency room, and I'm like, he goes, I guess I'll be in later. I'm like, well, Artie, just go and get it taken care of. Just, you know, call me as soon as everything's done to tell me how you're doing. And he goes, yeah, I don't know what happened, and hopefully the emergency room isn't that full, and I'll talk to you later.
That's a pretty good Artie impression. You did a really good Artie impression there.
Thanks. I talk to him a lot like that. I have more conversations.
Did he say, dude?
Hey, I walked into it.
He said a bookcase or a cabinet.
Wow.
I think he said a cabinet. I think he said he
worked his apartment booby-trapped?
Well, I was saying to Howard, Artie doesn't sleep like a regular person, so, like, he falls down and sleeps for, like, 17 hours, and when you wake up like that, you know, it's dark, you know, sometimes, I don't know.
Artie keeps going until he sleeps for, like, 2 days straight.
It's dark. Of course it's dark. It's dark every morning when you get up.
I know. I don't know. I have no explanation.
You do an impression of Artie at the emergency room and how that's going to go like?
Hey, listen, I hit a bookcase and there's blood all over the place. He gets stitched me up. I got to get to work.
There you go. He's good. Flop, flop, flow, lie. He has an impression.
His eye?
Or his head or his eye.
Good Lord.
Again, I was like...
Who knows?
I was so unprepared for the call.
Gary doing the Artie impression almost perfectly.
Well, why didn't he just sit in a chair?
Because I have no material.
Do you really think he's at an emergency room?
Yes. See, I always believe Artie.
Where do you think he would be? Like if he's
back to sleep.
Oh, you think he just wanted to sleep? But then he'd have to come in at some point with stitches. He clearly told me he's getting stitches.
You'd have to put Band-Aids on.
Matt, you're on the air. Jersey City, New Jersey. Hey now.
Just call and let you know there ain't no way in hell Artie's making it in today.
Now, what's the over-under here? I mean, what are the chances of Artie actually making it?
Okay, so he's probably at the hospital now. They'd have to stitch him up.
If he gets in, I mean, you know, who knows what's in the emergency room.
Right. But when Artie walks into the emergency room, aren't they going to know it's Artie?
Don't they just stop with all the real emergencies?
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's funny, when you go to an emergency room, they have a way of not knowing who anybody... They don't even look up.
Bianca, you're on the air in Great Lakes, Ohio.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Send Howard 100 News over there at ER right now.
Howard 100 News?
Yeah, go send him over at ER, see what's going on.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, Bianca.
Oh, sweetheart. All right. I hope y'all are okay.
I'm okay.
We're okay. It's Artie we have to worry about.
Oh, hi, Robin.
Hi.
Oh, you know what? Every time Artie doesn't come in, you always think of something else.
Can you imagine the look of joy on Artie's face while he's getting stitched up and Langford walks in and sticks a mic in his face?
Death, you're on the air. Go ahead. Death.
Hey, now.
Hey, now.
Hey, I was calling for Artie.
Oh, Death.
Death calling for Artie.
I was going to tell him I'm coming to get him in August.
Just hold on.
So August is when you're coming. All right. Thank you, Death.
Hey, Howard.
Yes.
Can you rename the show The Slow Death of Artie Lange?
No, it's always the Howard Stern Show.
All right, Howard. You're the best, man. We love you.
Hey, Death, who gave you this number? Kenneth Keith Kallenbach?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
I saw him looking for little girls up here.
Stop it.
Ridiculous.
Have a good day, pal.
What's going on?
I think Death is trying to say that Artie's rushing the schedule and he's not due till August.
Oh, okay. Death was afraid he had made an early visit. Wow. Artie, just shut up. But go ahead. Yeah.
I got to tell you something.
Let me see your eye.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. It look that bad, you think?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's major.
It's right near your eye.
I know. I got lucky.
What the hell did you do?
I got lucky. First of all, you know the video of Jeff the Drunk, his momentum taking him by the elevator? I'm so heavy now that I get up at 5 a.m. every day, right? So the alarm goes off, and sometimes I'm so deathly afraid of oversleeping, you know?
Right, you pop up.
I looked up, and I thought it said 6 a.m. for some reason. So now I'm like in a panic, and I'm in this other dimension that you go into a little bit, and I get up, and I'm like rushing around, and I hit my shin on the fucking bed, which I do every day.
Right.
And I react to that, and then after I react to that, I just start moving forward, and I have, like, just shit upon shit of clothes, and, like, I'm writing this book now, there's papers all over the place. It looks like a mental patient's, like Jack Klugman's bedroom in Odd Couple, and I stripped over some clothes, and my momentum, all 300 pounds of me, I couldn't stop. I kept going forward, and I fucking...
You fell?
I fell, and I went directly into the corner of
the night table?
The dresser, which has a real sharp edge.
And look at that. It just missed taking your eye out.
The guy said, you're so lucky. It could have went directly in your eye.
Yeah, because it just missed the eye, so your eye is not affected.
So look at the big scratch on your face, and then the blood and the stitches.
It looks horrible.
So now the blood is just gushing. It was like a geyser of fucking blood, and...
You're still going to be good looking, I hope.
Oh, well, listen, they said...
a scar sometimes makes a man more appealing.
They made me... Not this man. I could join Hottest Guy Worst Scar if we ever have it. And
wow.
Look, I went over...
almost took out your eye.
I went over to the mirror, and it was just gushing blood. Like, blood was all over my face. Like, I looked like Rocky at the end of Rocky.
Did it hurt real bad?
Yeah, it was really, it hurt bad. Absolutely.
So what they give you when they stitched you? They give you Vicodin?
Well, here's the thing. I said to the guy, the emergency room, first of all, you are so right about the hospital. We're talking right across the Hudson fucking River. Years ago, I had to get a tetanus shot because I hadn't had one in 5 years. And when I first started doing stand-up, there was a shitty club on the corner of 2nd Ave and 49th Street that gave me my start. And I'm waiting to go on stage one night to do like a 20-minute set. And this is my buddy Jimmy Palumbo was standing right next to me when this happened. I'm about to go on, and it's the first club I'm like a regular at. I'm nervous. There was construction going on, and I step on a nail that was coming out of a 2x4, and it goes into my foot. And I pulled it out, and my friend saw me pull it out, and it was in my foot, and there was blood on it, like a fucking rusty nail. I did the set of stand-up.
And then you went to the hospital. And then I
went right down to St. Vincent's.
Right.
And look, St. Vincent's, it was crazy crowded, but it's a Manhattan. Like, you eventually got to see a doctor that was competent. Apparently, that's not the case at this place. It was so... First of all, I walk in gushing blood. They were so lethargic. They were just like... Yeah. I went down and I got a cab.
They've seen it all.
They see gushing blood like that all the time. They don't get excited.
They were probably like, he's nothing.
I was the only guy in the place.
Really?
And it's all, foreign people, but people who can't speak really good English.
Are taking care of you?
Yeah. Wow. And my new doorman now, I used to have personable doormans, but even my doorman, he saw me, he's new, and he saw me, there's no compassion. He's like, what do you want, a cab or something? And I go,
hey, asshole, you want a cab?
I go, yeah. He goes, you want an ambulance? I'm no, just get me a cab. And of course I get to the hospital, I have no cash, I had to go to an ATM.
And did you realize today was the day that Antonio Pierce was interning for us? He's been interning all morning. He's been directing the show.
The Giant?
The Giant, yeah.
What? Does he have his ring yet?
Not yet.
Next week he gets
May something, he says he gets his ring.
He's intern?
He's our intern. And we've been having a great time. A real manly show.
I got the ball, man. I'm throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
So then I go to fill out the forms, Yeah. And, of course, I forgot my insurance card, but they didn't recognize this, like, about 60-year-old. I heard you guys talking. No one one doctor did, but he wasn't, like, tending to me.
Uh-huh.
This, like, 60-year-old Puerto Rican woman is admitting me.
Right.
And it sounds so weird to say what I do for a living out loud. Like she says, what do you do? And technically I'm self-employed, so I just say self-employed. And then she goes, well, what do you do? And I mean, I have to, I'm a comedian. I say I'm a comedian.
I'm an entertainer.
Right. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, entertainer.
But I said comedian. I mean, technically that's what I say.
I'm a broadcaster.
Right.
But you do a little more, you do the stand-ups.
I don't think I could.
You could be entertainer. I'm a broadcaster.
It's an insult.
I always write broadcasting,
right.
yeah.
It's an insult to broadcasters for me to say Bob Costas will be up in arms. So, and then after I say that, I'm gushing blood, and she goes, really? That's weird. And I'm like, well, I'd love to talk to you more about it, but
I'm gushing blood.
So is that a job-related injury?
Then they take me into the back, and they give me a tetanus shot. So now the doctor comes in, this Indian guy, gay Indian guy.
How do you know he's gay?
You don't know that.
All right, I don't know.
All right.
Whatever.
No, all right, you might have thought that, but you don't know that.
And
I thought the guy on Dancing with the Stars was gay. Turns out he's fucking girls all over.
I thought John Hine was gay. 80 blowjobs.
John, you want to come clean on that number, by the way? 80 blowjobs?
I didn't
you said
say...
you're approaching it.
I didn't say it was 80. Yeah,
you're saying 80 different women.
I'm writing them down right now.
Or let's say 70 different women blew you.
Women? How did he start?
What age did you start getting blowjobs?
Let's see. First one was in, like, summer of 8th grade. So that was...
8th grade?
8th grade. Wow. Are you that big a stud?
No.
8th grade?
Summer of 8th grade.
And you're saying, and then you had...
I'm saying that through then and high school and a little bit of college when I wasn't going out with my wife, all told, it's not 80, but the number, I'm totaling it now, it approaches that. It was a lot.
And why did none of them bang you? They all just wanted to blow you.
I have certain feelings about actually having sex with people.
You do?
Yeah.
You don't
like my
blow
two.
You would say, hey, blow me, but I'm not going to fuck you because I'm not in love with you.
Well, sometimes I didn't have that option because the girl didn't want to go. But I always felt like if I was going to do that, I needed to be in love with the person. It meant a little more, not to sound...
John, I love you more than anything. I think you're a great guy, but I don't believe a word you say.
See, I think, John... And first of all, what I'm going to accuse you of right now, I think you're way too mature to do something like this, but I think after yesterday... You were thinking 2 sounded a little light on the air.
Well, it's funny you say that.
You're coming in here going, listen,
much.
80 blowjob. I mean, that really sounds weird.
Well, first of all, I never said 80. I said a number approaching 80. Secondly,
so 70. Let's say 70.
Every number's approaching 80.
If I'm going to lie, I'm going to lie, wouldn't I lie about the number of women I slept with versus this? Like,
I don't know. I think you kind of were being honest, and then all of a sudden you thought about how it must sound to your kids and everything, that you're undesirable. Even to your own wife, like maybe she'll think I'm undesirable.
No, because she knows
I'll claim I had 80 blowjobs from 80 different women.
Again, I'm not saying it's 80.
You're
I'm
saying it's 70.
But approaching 80 is a big number.
It's a huge number.
I didn't count, but
First of all, do you believe he got his first blowjob at 14?
No.
I mean, I knew kids who had that happen to it, but it wasn't me, and I don't think it was John.
I'm telling you, John doesn't strike me as a stud. He's a great guy. I love him, but I don't know if women see the same thing I see in him.
I never claimed to be. I'm just saying.
That's an amazing number.
Well,
unless you had a pile of roofies and somehow stuck him.
Any whores like a bachelor party? No whores.
These are all legitimate women.
These are just girls you went to school with.
Look, I'm writing down. I'm writing down the first initial of the names now, and I'll give you what the number is. It's not going to be 80. It probably isn't 70.
Is it 50?
Right now,
that's amazing. If it's 20, it's amazing.
He's going to do the math and go, you know what? It's 3.
You're the Will Chamberlain of blowjobs.
I'm at 33 right now.
Wow.
Get out of here.
Oh, my God. Were you like the most popular kid in your school?
Definitely not.
You remember the name?
Well, then there was a guy who was getting more than you.
How did you get so many women to want to blow you at that young an age?
I fooled around a lot when I was in. A lot of it was over the summer at camp and stuff like that.
I had an incredibly good time at camp, but nothing approaching that.
Why did I go to fucking camp?
Really, Artie?
Right. Yeah, you should have gone to camp, dude. That's where I got all my banging.
Oh, no, my mother couldn't bear to part with me for the summer.
God forbid she's not up your ass for 5 minutes.
Exactly, but...
What are you eating in the middle of
I have an...
Is that a ring ding?
No, it's my cupcake that I designed.
Oh, okay.
It's Cupcake Wednesday.
Have you eaten it all? Or
that's why you came in.
I have an
excuse. You look thinner? I swear to God.
I probably do. No, I guarantee I fluctuate. If I don't eat for a little while, like...
I swear to God, you didn't eat all morning, and you look thinner.
I fluctuate probably a good 10, 12 pounds. By the way, my
You want to meet Antonio?
My blood pressure is completely normal, too. This woman was fascinated by that. But so now this obese woman comes over, right?
Right.
So the effeminate Indian guy. He says, he goes, I don't know, I think you just need some, just like a butterfly stitch, you'll be fine. And blood is gushing. I'm like, you sure?
He's probably right, but you know what? You need a plastic surgeon to do that.
Yeah, it's your face.
Then this obese Hispanic woman, she can't walk properly. She's so fat, right? The doctor fucking leaves. There's nobody else in the emergency room. Like, where are you going? He goes, well, you know, Agnes or whatever the fuck her name was, she'll put the butterfly stitches on.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I don't know about that. So she's so heavy that I had to hand her shit.
Oh, my God.
Like, you were taking care of yourself, essentially.
First of all, she had no gloves on. All right? And I said, you want to put gloves on? She goes, if you really want me to. I'm like, well, yeah. Yeah.
Where were you?
And then she gets all mad at me and goes, you know, I should be more worried about that than you with your blood.
She probably knew your hookers and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I said, listen,
you look like a guy doing some hookers.
Why don't we make both of us happy, Agnes, and put some gloves on? She goes, all right.
Right, let's not argue about
I had to hand her the gloves because it would have taken her an hour to wiggle around me. And I'm fat, she's fat. We're in the back of the little curtain thing, and we couldn't move around like two beached fucking whales. And she pulls up
You hand her the gloves.
Yeah, and she pulls up beside me like she's pulling up to a fucking bar with a bar stool, and she starts putting peroxide on me and this stingy shit. And she goes, does that hurt? I go, it's excruciating.
Were these sterile gloves? Or were they in the big box?
Sterile gloves.
Right.
They were in the box. Big box.
Right, big box
you know, like the fucking things you put on your hand.
Yeah.
And I said to her, what's your name? And she goes, why?
Yeah, don't give her a name.
And I won't. Yeah. I never got her name. Oh. I go, what's your name? She goes, why? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just making conversation. And I think maybe she got...
to pick you up.
Well, I think maybe she got reported before. You know what I mean? Because she's
a little leery.
She was very defensive. And I said, all right, you don't have to tell me your name, whatever. And then there's like a tension between us. So now she puts the fucking the butterfly stitches on, and blood is still gushing out of my face. And she goes, you know what? I better let the doctor do this. And I go, you're not a doctor?
Oh, no.
She goes, no, I'm not a doctor. She's just like a woman who lives across the street who I didn't work there. And
they don't have a doctor giving you butterflies?
She had rolls of fat, like... She was wearing one of those, like, polyester pantsuits, and you could see, like, she had 4 spare tires.
Oh.
And
she couldn't get the stitch right, so they had to come back in and re-stitch it?
She couldn't get the stitch right. So she goes... Go over to the doctor. I'm like, where's he? Yeah. She goes, go walk that way and ask for a doctor. So now I'm wandering around the fucking emergency room with bare feet because I didn't have time to throw socks on. And I go, blood all over my shirt. And
you hate bare feet.
I do. I skeeve it.
Especially in a hospital.
I was walking around all skeeved out. And I see the doctor, the effeminate guy over there, and I go, hey, are you the doctor? Yeah. Are you the doctor who's supposed to do this? He goes, yeah, I'll do it. You know, Agnes doesn't do that. I'm like, well,
oh, my God, then why did you do that in the first place?
Right. So, and he's doing nothing, by the way, just bullshit with another guy.
Yeah. And nobody ever said you should have a plastic surgeon look at this.
No. Does it look that bad?
Well, you always, when you get stitches in your face.
In your face, yeah.
Well, I had stitches in my head before and all over the place. I never got plastic surgery.
No, but in your face, you know, that could a bad scar. It could heal the wrong way. It could be a...
I mean, I don't care. A little makeup on that, or little makeup for Letterman.
It'll match your zit.
Yeah, I don't. Actually, the zit was so red, at some point the guy said, did you cut your nose? And I had to go, no, it's a zit. And then he, like, rolled his eyes. So now, the other surreal part of my life, now the Stern fan, you announced on the air this happened.
Right.
Tons of phone calls start coming into the emergency.
Oh, no.
And as the effeminate guy is putting the shit on my eye, and now I'm thinking, is this a guy, if he's gay, does he know me and hate me from the fact that I wished AIDS on Teddy, you know? Yeah. And is he going to, like, infect me with something?
For God's sake.
So now the nurse comes over from the admitting desk and goes, your brother's on the phone. And I go, I don't have a brother. And she goes, should I take a message? And I go, yeah, it's probably... And they don't know who I am.
You go, it's probably my fan.
I'm like, it was so complicated. I said, it's probably nobody. It's probably a prank call. He was like, why would somebody prank call you here? And I go, I know that sounds weird. I'm on a radio show. So she goes, can I take a very sweet voice. She goes, can I take a message? And then I hear her go, oh, that's awful.
Tell Artie he has a big cock.
Well, no, and I said, what did you say? He said, the guy said...
What did he say?
What a morning. What a morning you've had.
She was so serious. She felt so bad for me. She said it was a guy who said, it's your brother. He said, tell my brother he's a double lard. He said, do you have any medicine for being... Can you give him some medicine for being a double lard?
She told you that?
Apparently the funniest fan we ever had. No, she was crying. She goes, how insensitive of the guy. And I go,
do you have any medicine for my brother who's a double lard?
So I said, who was that?
I hope that guy recorded it.
I said, it was, I said, I'm on the Howard Stern show, and she goes, oh, really? And it was like a woman who doesn't like you, you know. So she goes, oh, really? Oh, that show's crazy. I'm like, can someone just put a fucking stitch in my eye?
Did they give you Vicodin for the pain?
Well, here's the other embarrassing thing.
Uh-oh.
He goes, I'm going to give you something for the pain. He goes, I'm going to give you 5 milligram Vicodins.
Oh, so did you tell him it won't work on you because you're on Subutex?
I said, listen to me. I said, first of all, I'm on an opiate blocker thing. And he goes, why?
I'm a comedian.
And you have to be honest with the doctor. So I said, I'm a heroin addict.
The world's heaviest heroin.
Oh, my God.
Right, so...
the guy's like, I should have worn gloves.
I go, you're a heroin addict, so maybe I can't give you anything. Are you going to get addicted to this? I said, what I'm saying is, like, you would have to give me, like, liquid morphine for it to kill the pain. Like, nothing's going to work on me. Like, the 5 milligram Vicodin is going to be like me taking a Tic Tac or something. So he goes, so now, like, the junkie in me is going, do you have any liquid morphine or something? And, because in my head I could justify taking it. He goes, well, you're going to have to live with the pain. I'm not giving you anything because you could become addicted again. And I'm like,
so what do they give you when they do the stitch? Do they give you anything?
No, butterfly stitch, they just slap it on you.
Oh, really?
It's a tape.
Yeah. You know, but
you mean it's not an actual stitch?
No, it's just it's like it stays on for 2 days. And quite frankly, my sister showed up to she went and got my insurance cards. And she thought I needed stitches.
Yeah. I don't like the look of that
my sister's so funny. She like gets so mad at people who are incompetent. Like she's so like professional. You know?
Let me see. Turn around so we see. No, it looks like it's coagulated. I don't know. It looks a little exposed.
I don't see, you know, like, again, it shouldn't be this big blob of red.
Yeah, maybe you should go to a real doctor.
I don't know what that is over there going on.
The effeminate guy said he was a doctor.
All right.
But so it was really, really, the whole thing was embarrassing because I had to say I'm a heroin addict, you know.
Yeah, once you do that stuff, that's what happens. You have to go tell everybody.
Like, I realize so much about me is just embarrassing. Like, there's these prank calls coming into an emergency room. A guy, my brother's calling me a tub of lard. I have to say out loud that I'm a comedian, but if someone says you're a comedian and you don't recognize them, loser, like, just, you know what I mean? Like, where would I see you?
Like, where do you do comedy?
They're like, yeah, okay, Robin Williams.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not Carlos Mencia. But, and then I had to say I'm a heroin addict.
All right, listen.
I couldn't get Vicodin, so now I'm just dealing with the pain.
I want you to calm down over there and relax a little bit. I got to get to the news because I got to get out of here. What are you so tired from, Artie, man? You're almost out.
I'm sorry.
This has been days now he's been sleeping on.
No.
He's not getting sleep at night. I can tell. But on Monday, he was very rested.
And Tuesday, Wednesday, sleep.
What's going on?
No. Yesterday, I was completely fine.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You were pretty tired yesterday.
No, 2 days ago, I was tired. Yesterday, I was fine.
Artie, I watch you.
Yeah, well, you know, don't do that.
Don't watch me. What's going on, though?
Yesterday, I was fine. You know what? It has to do with...
Is this your thyroid?
It's probably the thyroid.
Well, I'm saying, you know, he's generally...
Either the thyroid or the liver.
It's probably I had an extra... God, I'm really out of it. I had extra Hawaiian punch. This morning.
Oh, God.
And it's like a sugar crash, man. It really is.
You want to take a nap? Carly Simon's going to perform.
She's going to sing. You're going to sleep.
She can sing a lullaby to him.
You could go take a nap in the green room.
She has a great voice to sleep to.
I love her voice.
What is that?
Guys, clear Carly's equipment out and bring out Artie's bed.
Is that today?
Yeah.
Right now we're
That
going to
was just a few minutes ago. I'm watching on the monitor Artie sleeping.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think I loaded up on Hawaiian Punch and I crash.
Why don't you take a snooze in the green room while I interview Carly? Go ahead.
Why?
You'll wake up for the news. You'll be on fire.
I want to hear the new version of the...
You're so vain?
Yeah, they have it in the green room, right?
Yeah, you can hear it in there.
Yeah, you can have it on in there.
I'm just depressed I can't get through the show without sleeping.
What time do you go to bed at night?
I went to bed last night. I fell asleep at like 10:30.
That's not so bad.
And it's not, no.
You just need a little 20-minuter.
Yeah, the power.
Disco nap.
Cat nap.
Go take a cat. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
You had a great run today. You were awake from 6 to 7.
You haven't slept in weeks. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You know what it is? You drank too much Hawaiian Punch.
I did.
Yeah, you OD.
How many breakfasts are you having, by the way? I don't think it's just Hawaiian Punch.
No, that's
they
probably, that's it, too, because you know what it is? You're right, because I'm having a bagel and a breakfast burrito and cookies.
Wow.
And,
you know what it is? I think it's the double bagel and the breakfast burrito and the cookies. It's too much sugar and food.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's too much sugar.
It gets you, because I get a little sleepy after I eat my sandwich.
Yeah.
But you get really out of it after your thing.
Right.
Go ahead. Go lay down. Go ahead. I'll handle it. I can handle things.
Oh, I know.
I'm cutting
this
into
is
you
why
now.
I tried to tell them they shouldn't have introduced that burrito to Artie. He doesn't need to fall in love with another food.
That's Doug Goodstein.
Yeah.
No, but it's...
Saboteur.
Uh-oh. What's in the...
What's going on?
Not another burrito for him.
No.
It's
It's an inflatable bed.
Where is it?
Right
here.
in his arm.
I just I'll blow it up right now.
Do you want it?
Set up right here.
Blow it up, and as long as it doesn't get in Carly's way.
Yeah, no, she's not going to watch me sleep.
There's enough room over there.
Yeah,
Do
but
you
she's
think
gonna
Carly
look at
wants
me
to see somebody sleeping while she's singing?
I could load you into the corner on the inflatable bed. She'll hardly notice.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't mind doing it, but is she going to freak out by that?
No, I'll handle things. You just go lay down on your inflatable
But it's
bed.
going to look like I'm a dead guy while she's singing.
That's her problem.
Well, you're performing at a funeral, Carly.
If she's a professional, she should be able to work through you sleeping on the floor. On the inflatable bed.
Well, we'll see how
She's got
professional
kids.
she
She
is.
sees her kids sleep.
Yeah. She knows when someone gets tired. Listen, she's human, too. Well, tell her you're homeless, and and she loves helping people.
She's very liberal.
What do you got there, a blow-up bed thing?
I think it's
That's
not
going to take
working.
forever.
Right now.
Oh, no, it doesn't take long to blow up.
Does that have an electric pump?
Yeah,
you're doing
it's doing it right now.
Cool.
Is that clean? Is that
Oh,
new?
my goodness, Artie.
Batteries are down.
The batteries are down?
Oh, you see?
That doesn't have a plug-in?
I'm going to blow up your inflatable bed. There it goes. You can hear it.
It's getting there.
I got battery-operated ones now.
Look how fast that blows up an inflatable bed. Hey, Gary, what should we do with Carly? I need to take a break to let them set up, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I could go to sleep with her in here making all that racket.
Well, you want me to hold her off till you fall asleep?
Then they can come in and work.
What works best for you, pal? Tell me.
Well, yeah, sure. Who needs her in
Why
here?
don't you go to sleep, and then I'm sure once she's playing, you think the racket will wake you up?
Maybe she could whisper you're so vain.
Well, maybe I'll just tell her not to sing so she doesn't wake you up.
For this, I should probably go in the green room.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have an open green room for her because Kathy Griffin's still here. I only have two.
When's she getting out of here?
Yeah, I mean, what's she going to do? Be here all day?
But she'll probably be leaving soon.
Yeah. Put Artie in the green room, let him sleep, and I'll interview Carly Simon. Now,
I'm sure Kathy won't mind.
Do I need to take a break right now so they can set up?
Yes.
All right. All right, go to sleep, and we'll see you in a half hour.
If I could take, like...
Go ahead. What do you need?
A Red Bull, maybe, but...
Oh, stop it. You're
Artie,
getting like Elvis.
Don't do drugs.
With the titration.
Yeah.
No, a Red Bull...
Artie, that's bad for you, that Red Bull. Yeah. And you're sweating. It's time. You need your nap.
See, this is where you need just an upper, man. Just a little...
No, you go take your nap.
You need a little nappy.
That's all.
Low blow.
You were up from 6 to 7.
I was.
Yeah, you were on fire.
And you were on fire, that's right.
You were coming in there during the Eric the Midget call. You were right on top of the... We were talking about the Jimmy and Ralph thing.
Was that today?
You were way
That was
on
all today.
A little nap and you'll be right on your game for the news. We'll get you back in here for the gossip game.
That's right.
Oh, no.
You'll be like a designated hitter.
All right, I'll wake you up after the gossip.
I'm either going to sleep through the gossip game in here or out there.
All right, go ahead.
Because the mattress is almost ready.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, what? But he can't sleep in here. That's insulting to Carl.
It is.
Yeah, people be walking over him.
I mean, Artie got class. He's not going to do that.
I don't want to insult
He respects Carly, yeah.
All right, Artie, go ahead. Goodbye. Go ahead.
Have a nice nap.
Got new sweatpants, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, look at those.
Somebody must have thrown those up on stage over the weekend.
Is that right? Where'd you get those?
They're new. I don't know.
Yeah, because they got a big crotch.
Do they just appear in your closet?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, did you talk about...
My assistant shopped for me.
I see. That's so nice.
Did you talk about the article that Lisa G sent us last night?
What was that?
Did you see that? I forwarded it to you. That if your waist is over a size 40 for a man, that your chance of heart failure increases by some astronomical number.
Yeah, they were talking about how, why did Tim Russert die and have a heart attack at 58? Evidently his belly was bigger than a size 40.
Well, remember that thing I read the other day? Artie had everything. He had the big belly.
Smoking.
Smoked. Drank. I was just everything.
Yeah, but when a famous guy dies, that happens all the time. They just give you all that shit. Right.
But Artie, the statistics show that a lot of people have this problem.
Artie, go ahead. Go have your nap.
That's the bed over there.
That's the bed over there. But go ahead.
And you could lie flat.
Go nap in the green room. You want to lay flat on here? You want to stay here? This way you won't miss anything. Something big happens, you'll be in here.
It's bad for her.
You think Carly will mind if Artie's sleeping in the corner?
No.
She wants to see you, Artie.
She's a very compassionate person, to my knowledge.
Where are you setting that up, Will?
Right over here.
Put it by the guest couch, yeah.
Yeah, but then the musicians are going to be walking out over there.
No, they won't.
Don't let
got a
anyone
nice
step
pillow.
on.
Look at that, Artie.
How many people she needs to sing You're So Vain? Look at
this, 5,000 people.
Look, she's probably going to reveal who it's about.
Artie's all upset.
Go to sleep.
Go wherever you want to sleep. Just go sleep and then revive yourself. Go ahead. You need a break. I can see this is too much.
I got to sleep.
Yeah, go ahead. Go right now.
All right.
All right. There he goes.
You could have been back already. Go take your nap.
You could have been done with your nap already.
His name is Artie. He's an ordinary guy. He's fat and jolly. With a twinkle in his eye, he's really funny. With a joke, he's really quick. But still, he needs a mirror if he wants to see his
He
dick.
poked his bed and he decided I'm going to the green room.
All right, Artie just left laughing. All right, we're going to take a break, and Carly Simon will be in here next. Goodbye. So anyway, Artie is not here today. Gary has a story about that. So it's weird. This is a weird one.
Really?
Yeah.
I told Howard, when Artie calls me, I'm driving in, and I'm trying to remember everything he said exactly, because I want to, make sure I tell his story correctly. But
yeah, it's a shame you can't take notes while you drive.
I really had a hard time.
What time did he call you?
About 5:15.
Okay.
Maybe about 10 after 5:15. I really had a hard time fully understanding it, so I'll just tell you everything he said to me in the order that he said it to me as best I can remember it. Phone rings, I pick it up, it's like, Gary, it's Artie. I'm
with the Artie voice.
Right, and it was really sounded bad. He goes, I'm not going to be in today. So I said, okay. And then there's a long pause, and he says, yeah, Howard was right yesterday when he was talking about my voice. I tried to say that it wasn't bothering me, but it is. And
remember I said Artie sounded like he had a cold?
Yeah. And he was like, no, and he tried to talk it off.
And by the way, within an hour, it was gone.
Well,
right.
Yeah. So the next thing he said was, I don't have central air conditioning. I got one of those wall units. So, when I wake up in the morning, it's 2 degrees, and I think that's bothering my throat. So Jason said to me, he goes, yeah, I have the same thing. He goes, you wake up, your voice is a little scratchy, you take a shower, and then
it goes away.
But that's bothering him. So I was like, all right, I never know what to say, Yeah,
I woke up, I was bothered today, too. You know what? The alarm went off, and I was still sleeping.
So then he said that he was going to, get some antibiotics.
Right.
Oh, God.
Wasn't he just on antibiotics for something else?
I don't know.
I think he's addicted to antibiotics now.
Yeah. How does the antibiotics even know, once he gets in there with the Subutex and everything else he takes?
What do they do? Where do they attack first?
Right.
So, and then he mentioned again, I'm really going over to my head, then he mentioned again that you were right, that you sort of called it yesterday. And then I said to him, we're going on that trip. So I said, we're leaving from separate airports. So I said, I'll see you in such and such a city on such and such a day, because I just assumed he's not going to be in tomorrow. And he goes, no, I'm going to try to come in tomorrow. I hate to miss the last day before we go away for a long time. And I said, okay. And then he said, if I get down to the drugstore and I get these antibiotics and they kick in, I might even come by today.
He's crazy.
How do antibiotics kick in 5 minutes?
Oh, no.
Because there's nothing wrong with him?
No, he said he gets some over-the-counter stuff at the drugstore that might help him.
Oh. All right, well, maybe we'll see him.
He is such a wacko.
Yeah, he is. I gave him... Gary says I kind of made this happen in a weird way because, A, I mentioned that his voice sounded different.
Yeah.
And then, B, at the end of the show, a guy who's in the medical field, maybe he was even a doctor, I didn't read the whole letter, but this guy had sent me a letter saying that he's very familiar with treating people who are on Subutex. And Subutex is a very, very severe way of treating things. And the more it's in your system, the more you take. It should be taken only for a very short time by very, very heavily addicted people.
What are you saying? That you build up a tolerance to it and you have to take more and more?
No, he was actually saying in the letter, I should read that letter. Hey, Jason, I gave it to Artie, but if you could print it out again. The guy's kind of making the point that the more Subutex you take, that it can make you gain weight, it can make you feel sluggish, it can make you feel a host of different things, and that a lot of his problems might have to do with all of this Subutex, and that really 99% of the cases are treated with a different something, but not Subutex, because Subutex is like the end, like the worst one.
Yeah, that's the extreme, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
You don't start with that.
So I gave this letter to Artie at the end of the show thinking, like I said, hey, Artie, I don't know if this guy knows what he's talking about, but it sounds like he does, and maybe you should read it. So Gary thinks between me saying that he sounded like he had a cold and that I gave him this letter, it might have sent him right into, I got to stay home and relax.
Jason was saying that what you're saying on the air yesterday, you sound bad, was almost like a get-out-of-jail-free card.
Right, like a permission slip.
Right.
All right, here's the letter from the guy, and it's kind of long, so I won't read the whole thing. Tell me when you get bored. I'm an addiction specialist dealing with opiates. All right, so he's not a doctor. I'm a fan of the show, and I've heard of Artie's issues. I deal specifically with giving Suboxone and Subutex to patients. Subutex is used on a very rare basis. That's the stuff Artie's on. I would like to know why Artie was given this more dangerous drug instead of Suboxone. Anyways, I am writing to help. I am sure you will not contact me back, but please just pass this email to Artie.
Who won't contact you back either.
Or someone who works for him to send along a message. The reason why he feels so poorly so often is the drug buprenorphine. Suboxone and Subutex.
Are you speaking English?
Yeah, I mean, don't ask. I can't even... Buprenorphine. These drugs are meant to take in a constant level, not on a sometimes basis. This is very bad that he's taking it when he thinks he needs it. It works by having the constant level in your blood and being able to reduce this over time. So the guy's saying Artie just pops him whenever he feels like
right, he's taking it wrong.
If you take the drug like he is, you will feel bad often because of the long half-life of the drug. It stays in your system so long that you don't feel the withdrawal effects for a long time.
Oh.
He probably doesn't even know why he feels the way he does, because it doesn't set in till over a week after you last took it.
Oh.
He's used to going through withdrawal hours after his last heroin fix. Well, this is totally different and worse than heroin in some ways.
Wow.
Yes, heroin is deadly, but as for feeling overall not well, buprenorphine is much worse. Again, the half-life of the drug... Okay, so I don't know how much you want to hear of this.
Well, I get the gist.
Yeah, what's he saying?
He's basically saying you take that drug, it stays in your system a very long time, and those effects that make you feel sluggish and sleepy and dopey and make you eat come up a week after taking the drug.
Ah. And plus, he's saying he's supposed to keep a constant level, not...
That's how it works, that when you're on the opiates, you keep a constant level of that stuff in your system to maintain a feeling of well-being and not feeling like you're going through withdrawal.
Right.
But you're not supposed to take it anytime you think you need it because it has this crazy after effect and this half-life.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
He's got levels of it going up and down and making him crazy.
Anyway, so I gave him the letter yesterday after the show, and I said,
That probably sent him into a real funk.
Yeah, I said, Artie, read this, because it could be important. And then he read it. I don't know what happened. Then he left.
That's not at work.
By the way, that's always a weird dynamic. Like, you try to give him, you don't even notice it, but like you're really trying to give him something, and he sort of like wants it, but he really doesn't. And it's always a weird thing when you try to give him that stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It seemed like it was important.
Well, you ought to give it to him. I just don't know how it lands over where he is.
Yeah, like how it affects him when he reads that stuff, because he gets crazy about it.
I know, and, his brain starts working on him.
I always think you read something like that, he's going to go to a doctor and get some help.
No, I think he's going to take more Subutex.
Makes him anxious. Do you think losing Lord of the Anal Rings really shook the guy?
I think
that too.
Universe. He was so proud of having that title for so many years, and Richard just trounced him.
And you know what? They made a good point on the wrap-up show that, he gave Richard his hoodie.
Yeah.
And then Richard wound up smelling Sal's butt. And then Richard tried to give Artie his hoodie back, and Artie said, no, thank you.
Artie said, not only do I not want that back, he goes, I don't want anything you've ever touched.
Right.
Well, I don't blame him.
You wore it, I don't want it.
And good morning, Artie. Welcome back to the show. I understand you were ill yesterday. You are feeling better today, or no?
Well, first of all, I'm willing to take a urine test if you like.
Who said you needed a urine test?
I don't know. I just got a bunch of people said that...
a lot of people said you were back on drugs.
I mean, I would. I mean, Coke stays in your system for 5 days. Heroin probably for, like, the same. I mean, whatever. I would take a piss test.
I totally believe the air conditioner attacked you.
Well, no, it didn't attack me. No, whatever. But I had the worst night. Last night I got so wasted.
What do you mean?
You know what? I'm still upset about this, and there's no way to hide it. And I thought, like, I knew this was inevitable, but I thought I would handle it way better. I really did. I really did.
What are we talking about?
What are you talking about, really?
Well, last night at about 6 or 7 o'clock, I was starting to feel better. I took some antibiotics. Did
Teddy say Bloomies again?
Pfizer, I think, just has me on speed dial.
Yes.
Did you just finish a round of antibiotics for some other?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good to be on them that much.
Who the fuck
What
knows?
is left in his body?
Who knows what's in there? I know.
Yeah.
So, at about 6 o'clock, this is something you busted my balls about, too.
Right.
I found out through a mutual friend, someone who would totally know it's not bullshit, and with details, that Dana is dating.
Oh.
And
dude.
I got to tell you, man, I lost it.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
What does it mean, lost it?
I just really got upset about it, and I was yelling at the person who told me for no reason. And
who told you?
Just a friend. No one you would know.
Right. A guy found out from someone that dated
And
girl.
was dying to tell
a girl.
A girl that we both know.
A girl told you, not someone you're seeing.
No. Just a girl, a mutual friend that, I don't know. I was, like, devastated by it.
What are the details? How many details did she give you?
No, I mean, she just said she's dating. She's definitely dating somebody.
Oh, so it's like a dating somebody, not just dating.
Was there sort of this unrealistic expectation that somehow she'd always be waiting?
She's waiting. She's waiting for you.
Yeah. What started that?
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that feels like unfinished business.
I have a joke in my stand-up where I go that we broke up because of a difference in religious beliefs. She didn't believe I was God. And
she did for a while.
Usually gets a laugh, but I was really upset, like genuinely upset, and
So what did you do?
I started drinking. I finished like a half a bottle of Jack that I had, and then I opened up this Johnny Walker Blue that a guy gave me for the holidays.
Can I ask you a question about that? Like, you hear the news that Dana is dating someone.
Yeah.
Do you immediately get triggered into, I got to have a drink to settle myself down, or does it happen a little more subtly than that?
It took about an hour before I had a drink because I was going through all these crazy notions in my head you know, the more I thought about it, the more it depressed me. Like, there's no way the guy could be like... The guy's got to be a better catch than me. You
couldn't figure out in any way how she did something worse than dating you.
Well,
now you're her nightmare story.
Well, kind of. I mean, what are the chances... Like, There's no way the guy's an obese heroin addict. I mean,
you can only hope.
You know what I mean? Right. So right there, that's a couple of knockout punches.
So you didn't ask any questions? You didn't want to know?
No, I asked a little bit.
Oh, you did?
Wow, how far did you get into the asking? Because that's torture, too.
She claims she didn't know much after that. I don't think she thought I was going to be as mad as
What did she know?
Right.
She called you to tell you this?
Yeah, we were talking. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was it your sister?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, all right. Did you call Dana?
No.
No, how could he call Dana?
Well, he knows her number.
No, but I'm just saying, when he's that upset?
Right.
Yeah.
I can see Artie going like, Dana.
Oh, I made that mistake before.
I realize something now.
Yeah.
Is it too late?
No. I would have been more like, you fucking whore.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
Probably last night.
Oh, wow. Jeez, you are a passionate man.
I said, because I'll tell you.
Breaking my heart.
A little early for this, isn't it?
You're tearing it apart, so fuck you. All I want to do is have a good time. Now I'm blue.
Johnny Walker blue.
You mean to tell me, so after being sick for the day,
yeah,
you on antibiotics,
I started drinking. You
started drinking. You're not supposed to do that.
No, I thought I had a heart attack 4 times, I swear to God, during the night. I laid down George Carlin. Every one of George Carlin's specials were on HBO, too.
Yeah, I meant to watch that.
Yeah,
you know what? I bet you they'll probably have them on demand. I was going to do that, too.
By the way,
go through a bunch of them.
I brought in for you, in my sick, depressed haze. It was perfect. Did you read the New York Times official obituary?
No, you got it? I would like that.
I brought it. I figured you'd like it. I brought it in. And,
I know what you're going through. The audacity of this woman, after 3 years, to start dating again. I mean, really.
How are you going to get over it?
I know I'm the asshole here.
I know, but it's not a rational thing.
Dana has a tight little body with a beautiful ass.
And some guy noticed.
And that was mine.
Well,
that belongs to me.
You didn't think that could sit on a shelf forever waiting.
Well, sure, especially when you turn women into sex objects. Don't we all know?
That's not all she was. She was also.
No, she meant something.
She was also a great cook.
Obviously, he was in love.
Yeah, you really were, man.
Yeah.
You were really in love.
I think maybe I still am. I don't know.
It
I think you are.
sounds like it. Yeah,
Artie, I think you are.
Yeah, but
we have to get her back.
The thing that really depressed me was that.
Yeah, I told the guy, bro, we'll get her back. We can get her back.
By the way, I also thought of a great angle for your toast.
By the way.
The more I think about that, the more I'm honored by that.
Thank you. By the way.
What?
A, we can get her back, and B, I was one of the few people who said you were not on drugs.
Oh, okay.
Although the Subutex is getting me...
I'm on Subutex.
I believed the air conditioner yesterday.
Subutex,
there's a guy...
they're saying... I got a whole bunch of emails on the Subutex. They're saying that's what's causing the sweating and stuff.
And the heavy, like the eating and all that stuff.
I mean, it all just hit me like, is there any way... Like, I started listing my negative points. The only positive is that I probably make more money than the guy, but...
That's
who knows?
Not a given.
My God.
I would say it's probably true.
But
well, let's hope.
Could you imagine if I don't even have that?
Oh.
I started going...
Imagine she met a rich...
Is there any way the guy is an obese heroin addict, former alcoholic with a criminal record, whose thyroid is going at the age of 40, and is losing hair on his legs and arms, but it's growing in his nose at a rapid pace?
Yeah, but how many of those guys, have a book deal? So
Right.
Yeah, just think of the lifestyle she gave up.
You hope she was walking by a heroin clinic and fell in love. An obese heroin clinic.
I tried to do a bit in my act, too, about how, like when like you used to say, like if Beth is going to a club where there's a lot of guys.
Please, Beth.
Like a club where a lot of hot, like John Stamos types guys might be, you get annoyed. Like, for me, that field is so much bigger. If she's going to a diner in Jersey, I got to go, there better not be an overweight cook there that you're attracted to. One more comic would have been too much, and Gary did a great job. I love that he came.
Congratulations to you guys. And
great time, great experience.
Great experience. You're back alive and and standing ovation for you all.
Can I just plant this little seed in your head? Later on, you have to ask Artie about our 2-day, it took us 2 days to get home. We stayed an extra day because we couldn't get home.
Right.
And Artie had...
I did. I had a meltdown.
Artie had a meltdown that was like, I thought Artie was going to be arrested.
I would have been arrested in Kyrgyzstan. Let me just say...
You were upset probably because it was vacation and you couldn't get home to your vacation.
Well, again, I said, look, it's military, and if we don't make it, I get it. But we were told that we'd be home by 4 o'clock on the 4th of July. So that was going to be my first day in my brand new house. So my mom said, being the gindaloon that she is, said, listen, on the 4th of July, I'm inviting everybody over. I'm making a really big dinner when you get home. We'd love to see you, and we'll break some bread and, you know, the religious thing, and have a great day. So when we missed this last flight, I knew for a fact that wasn't going to happen, and it just hit me at once, and I lost it at 3 a.m.
What's it like when Artie loses it? Like, what happens? Is it subutext?
No, here's what happened. Teddy, you saw it with Teddy. I'll give this to you really quick. Artie at this point says, fuck the USO, I'm getting out of here on my own. So Artie hears there's a flight to London. He hears it's $900. I'm going. He goes to buy the ticket. The $900 ticket is now $5,000, but Artie doesn't give a shit. Right. I got to get out of fucking Russia. That's what he's thinking.
Right.
Hands him his Platinum American Express card, which gets denied because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I was trying to spend $5,000 in Russia at 3 in the morning. Hands him another credit card, gets denied. And when the second card gets denied, he realizes he's not getting on the plane. He takes his bag and he hurls it down the hall. He's kicking his luggage.
It's like the Hulk.
He was really, listen, we were all pretty pissed off.
Right.
Gary kept his cool. I mean, Gary's got kids and he kept his cool.
Why is your card getting rejected?
Well, Gary said, listen, I spend, like, whatever the fuck, $200,000 a year on my goddamn Amex card. I pay a fee, blah, blah, blah. And it's a platinum card that I admit I originally got to try to pick up waitresses, you know. And look, but now I really use it. And
you were overdrawn?
No, not overdrawn. Howard, my credit rating is perfect. I've never missed a payment.
So why can't you buy a plane
What Gary said makes sense. They thought it was stolen. They saw that it's in Kyrgyzstan, right? And
Do you believe Artie's in Kyrgyzstan?
Right, and they're trying to.
Oh, I see.
Why would Artie spend $5,000 in Russia at 3 in the morning? Like I think you need to get like a prior. Plus, I don't even know that the technology there. I swear to God, Howard, I don't even know that the phone ever went through. You know what I mean?
I said to these guys, I said, listen, I'm not trying to be obnoxious. If I made $40,000 a year, I'd be doing this. I said to all the guys, I said, listen, the USO, I don't know, like, me and Nick DiPaolo had all these, like, paranoid theories, like, they really hate us, they're trying to get us killed over here. We got to get out of here. We have been flying 18 hours, so we can't get on the flight, and we find that we have to stay another night in the base in Istanbul or Kyrgyzstan. So I said, I got on horn to my guy at Continental, and he said there's a flight leaving in 45 minutes to London. And in London, I know some people, and I was going to just stay in London and take Virgin upper class home. I didn't give a fuck. So I said, I got my credit card. My guy said it's $900 a piece. I'll put everyone on this card, and we'll just all go. You pay me back whenever. So everybody agrees we'll do that.
Right.
I go, I put it down. This Asian woman who can't speak any English, I tell her what she says. Tell her what it is, and she does. She's on the phone for like a couple minutes. She comes back, she goes, I'm going to write down how much the tickets are. So she writes down $5,063, okay? Now, I'm thinking that's for all six, because it's 6 people, $9.10 apiece. So I said, yeah, you know, put the $5,000 in this. She goes, well, how many people? I said 6. She goes, well, that'll be $34,000. So I was like, wait, it's $5,000. So, you know, they strong-arm me. They see how desperate we are, and they try to just shake you down. And, of course, now DiPaolo's yelling out every hateful thing. And I agree with Nick. Nick is 100% right. So, Howard, I went over the deep end to the point where I needed a shrink. So I said, listen, this is a platinum card. I got something like a $300,000 limit. I said, put the $30,000 on this. I was going to spend $34,000. And I said, we'll all just go together. Everyone was nice enough to say, Art, don't do that. You're retarded. You're out of control. You're red with anger. Stop. So everyone agreed to stay there. And I said, I don't want to go alone because I got to. So I said to Florentine, I said, Jim, listen. I'll put 10 G's on this. You give me back whatever the fuck you can. I don't want a dime from you. Just keep me company on a plane or something. And Jimmy really, you know, he's a nice guy. He says, I can't let you do that, Art. So then finally I go, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. So that's when I put it down, I say I was going to spend $5,000 anyway. Here it is. 20 minutes the plane's flying. I still got to go out of the airport to get a visa.
Did you get on it?
Back. No, because of what Gary just said. They reject the American Express card. They reject the Visa card. Now I think there's like a conspiracy against me.
I would have killed someone.
And then I can't get on the plane, okay? Wow. After 18 hours of flying, and now, because I can't get on the plane, I'm missing the 4th of July dinner that I was looking forward to. I find out we have to go back to Kyrgyzstan, Russia, to sleep another night and shit in the latrine in bunk beds that are filthy and get, all that. That's what I find out after I had home and London were in my sight. So Gary...
USO couldn't get you out of there.
Well, that's what David Telkin said. He goes, look, if we were Robin Williams, they'd have a jet here. He goes, but look, we're not. We're comedians in our 40s.
David Tellis and Robin Williams.
Together aren't Robin
None of us are.
None of you. All together, you're not Robin Williams?
All together, you don't add up to Robin Williams.
I got news for you. All together, Robin Williams has probably done all of our jokes on stage. But Gary, who has children, he called his house, and Lucas was upset he wasn't coming. I felt so bad for Gary, but he was keeping his cool. Matter of fact, he came over, and
Gary's happy to be out of the house.
Well, no, but Gary knows how to talk to me. He came over, and he said, Art, he calmed me down. He said, don't get arrested,
Remember when I said to you in Vegas, we need to talk? Now we have a lot of time to have time to talk.
Howard, this was like hold on. This was like old Russia.
Keep you company, Artie. I'm bored.
Hold on, Howard. This was like old Russia, guys with the big hats, Russians.
Right.
And Artie was like really in danger.
What did you say to Artie to calm him down?
I just said, Artie, this isn't worth it. You'll be arrested. He goes, I don't give a fuck. I'd rather spend the night in jail than at that fucking barracks.
I wanted to die.
You realize if Gary goes home, Mary has him cleaning the dishes, bathing the boys.
Howard, my kids bathe themselves.
This was a vacation. His kids are 20 years old now, and he bathed them.
Well, Gary was so good and calm that he calmed me down, but now... I'm on the wagon, okay?
What is that all about?
I went to the doctor, and he said, listen...
You're on the wagon.
He wasn't drinking at the party.
About the thyroid and everything. Right. He said, listen, you're not fatal. Obviously, you have to lose 100 pounds. He goes, but do me a favor. He goes, because on the road, I've been drinking a lot of whiskey and straight. No Jack and Water anymore. On the road, I've been drinking whiskey. And straight and a lot of it.
What happened to Jack and Water?
I said, fuck the water.
Water is fucking you up.
It's slowing you down.
It's not getting me. I'm so fat now. If I have a bowl of pasta, I'll never get drunk. Like that's my. So the liver gets hit. So he said, listen, everything's right, but do me a favor. And this is right before the trip. He goes, try to go on the wagon, no drink, no alcohol, nothing for 3 months, maybe 6 months. So I said, all right, there's no booze in Afghanistan. Right. So this is a good way to start. He said, but I know it's a long plane ride. He said, don't drink any booze on a plane. If you got to take a couple of Valium or something, do that to calm yourself down, okay? So I'm like, all right.
I love this team of doctors that works out.
But he said that's better than booze at this point. Right. And just take one Valium so it'll calm you down. So now after I throw shit around the airport, almost get arrested, Gary calms me down. Now we have to wait
no booze.
No booze at all. Now we have to wait for the military. Now, Howard, the USO guy... this guy, Jeff Anthony, was trying everything he can to get us there, but nothing's working. Now we have to wait for the Army vehicle to come back to drive us to Shittown in the Bay.
I'm surprised you didn't go back on heroin.
So now we have, well, I said to the, one of my jokes was, because right over the mountain were all the poppy seeds, I said, guys, I'm a heroin addict. I said, there's no booze, but there's heroin here. I said, it would be great to do fresh heroin. Like, I get it.
You can go pick it yourself.
I said it would be great to do I said it would be great to do a hit of heroin that wasn't up a Mexican chick's ass for 2 weeks.
Said that on stage?
Yeah, I said that on stage, yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So now, all these guys, while they're waiting for the car for an hour, they decide, fuck it, there's a bar open, we're getting drunk at least.
Oh, no.
So no one knew I was on the wagon. So Attell and Gary, Jimmy, Nick, they're all being nice. They're saying, calm down. And they get me, like a little kid, like my chocolate shake. They get me my Jack Daniels. They get me like 4 shots. They go, look, we'll all do shots. So now these guys all start getting lit. And now I finally...
And you didn't do it.
And now I finally say to these guys, but you're going to love this because I'm such a fuck-up. I say to these guys, look, I'm on the wagon. I can't do it, man. But the guy said if I could take a couple of Valium, So with this, the Kyrgyzstan bartender over here, it was like...
Only Artie stops drinking when he's in Afghanistan.
Well, listen, the Kyrgyzstan chick, there was a guy at the bar, one like lonely guy at the bar, and I don't know if he worked there or not, and he could speak a little English, and he heard me say Valium. So he said, you want pill? I have pill, you know. And I said, all right. I said, what do you got? So he said, I have Valium, but I said, what milligram are they? He goes, they're only 10. And I mean, like, you know,
that's nothing to you.
I need a little more than that. So,
how strong do Valium come?
Well, first of all, I wanted to make sure it was Valium.
He needed 5,000, but his Amex wasn't working.
I wanted to make sure it was Valium, so Nick told me he takes it sometimes. Like, non-drug addicts amaze me. Nick said he had the same bottle of Ambien and Valium for 2 years. Like he said, mine might be expired. That concept expired.
That me too. With
you
Ambien.
let your drugs expire?
I know, Howard. You say that all the time.
Yeah, it expires.
In 2 minutes, I need more because I'm done. So I show it to Nick, and he goes, yeah, that's a Valium. That's a 10 milligram. So I go back to the guy at the bar, and I go, how much you want for a pill? And he goes to me, you give me 10 American dollar, right? So I figure I got all these plane flights ahead of me. I got to get to sleep, but I can't drink. So I buy like 20 Valium from the guy, right? So now not only did I just throw shit around the fucking airport, I am now in the middle of a drug deal in Kyrgyzstan. So I buy 20 Valium from the guy. I put it that we go to this little bar here. These guys are drinking. They're getting more and more lit, and I'm the straight guy. So now I just say, fuck it. I got to get lit with the guys. I'm not having any fun. So I take the Valium out, and I put all 20 on the table. No one could see it.
Right.
So now I say, while we're waiting for the car, it's going to take an hour. Let me take a couple.
Right.
So I take 2 Valium.
Okay.
And that's like, that puts my foot to sleep. You know, that's like hitting an elephant with a blow dart. I don't feel anything really. And the other guys are getting drunk, telling stories. I take 2 more.
Right.
Now, I know my tolerance, you know.
Really?
Well, I think. So now I feel a little all right, you know. And then when you feel a little all right, you want to continue it. So you have another drink. So in another 10 minutes, I take 3 more Valium.
Right.
All right. Now I've taken 7 Valium.
7 of your 20.
70 milligrams of Valium.
That's crazy.
I have 13 left. I told you about the OCD I have. Listen how crazy I'm getting. By the way, I have to go do something about that.
Right. You didn't like the number 13, so
yeah, so I took another one.
Right, because you wanted 12.
That was a bad number.
Howard, I'm not kidding you.
I believe you.
Okay?
Believe me, I have the same thing.
I thought if I don't take this and make it 12,
you'll die.
I'll die on the plane.
Right.
So now that was finally enough to make me feel like, whoa, hey, what's going on? You know, now all of a sudden, Gary wants to strangle me because now I'm Mr. Happy.
Right.
Now I'm working.
Now you're higher than anyone.
These guys are drunk. Now I'm going, let's fucking hit a club in Kyrgyzstan.
I think when your doctor said you should take a Valium, you know, if you needed to ease your discomfort, and you mean take 12 Valium.
So at a certain point, don't the Valium start to hurt your liver?
I don't know, I guess.
Artie became obsessed with, and I don't even know if one existed, but Artie became obsessed with that we should all go to the Hilton downtown.
Well, no, Attell said that.
I got to take a break because it's an hour.
Let me just, this is 2 more minutes.
Go ahead.
All right, so now I have 12 left. I'm feeling all right. Finally, the transport team gets there to take us back to the base. Now, I got a bottle of water. I'm in the front seat, and I'm feeling so amazing. I just don't want it to go away. I take another 3.
Oh, my God.
Now I've taken...
15 of the 20 Valium.
Yeah, so that's 150 milligrams of Valium. And again, I'm 300 pounds, whatever. By the time we get to the base, there was a chick driving, and I'm like almost going, I'm almost trying to pick her up. She's an Army woman. She would have beat the fuck out of me.
Woman hasn't shaved her bush in years.
I got 15 Valium in me. There's a loaded M16 in front of me that the chick had. We get to the base. Now I'm on an Army base.
She asked you for a lap dance?
I'm on an Army base, okay? Now, these guys will say, we're hungry. Let's go to the all-night food there before we go to sleep. Because we didn't get home till like 5:30 in the morning, and our flight was 5:30 the next morning. We had 24 hours to kill. I'm running around the base going, yo, what's up? I'm going up to soldiers like, you motherfucker. I'm a drunk dick.
Right.
But it's all Valium. So, then Gary said something to me that made me mad. Gary tries to take a picture of me.
No, tried to video it.
Tried to video me.
And made you mad.
So I got mad at that. Right. I'm like, fuck you. Now I'm loud.
He's yelling. The USO guy goes, you gotta get him in his room.
Right.
No, so you got to put him away. Right. You have to get him in his room. He can't be walking around an Army base in this condition.
Right. God. So because they say, look, the soldiers will shoot you.
Oh.
Like, they don't know what's going on. So I yell at Gary, being a total dick. The next morning, I had to apologize. Jeff Anthony, this Vietnam vet, again, who's seen everything. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing. He comes up to me and goes, look, motherfucker, you're on a military base. You are way too fucked up. He goes, I won't put this in the report. Actually, now that I'm...
Actually, what? You just put it in the report.
Now he's going to get a dishonorable discharge.
Now that I'm saying this, fuck, because the end of it was... Oh, fuck.
What?
The end of it was that, and this is good news, we were worried. At the end of all the shows, Jeff Anthony, the USO guy, said, I just talked to Washington. The tour got an A+. They are so happy with you. The guys loved you. Everybody thought every one of you were hilarious. There were hardly any complaints at all, if any.
And maybe President Bush is going to give you guys a medal.
And he said,
bring you to the White House.
So, and technically, my name is on the tour. So Jeff said, look, this is good for you, Art, because, you know, your tour was a success. And as far as the USO is concerned, it's A+. You can come back if you want,
Great.
you know. But
you
when
I did that.
So they were like, because the guys loved you, and you really, great job, man. Give me a hug. Like, you should really be proud of yourself because you went into danger. And after the Valium thing, he said to me the next day, look, I won't put that in the report, because if they hear that, maybe they won't want you to come back.
Right.
Of course, I just said it.
Yeah,
but anyway, it's funny for the air. I don't care. So anyway, he puts me aside, calls me aside, and he goes, and he gets me in a headlock, and he drags me into the room. He literally, this 60-year-old Vietnam vet, puts me to bed like I'm a baby. Wow. Puts the blanket over me. And then, this is so funny, man. He goes, now get up tomorrow. We're leaving in 20 hours. And he knows how long I can sleep. And I said, dude, you know what? Just fucking, I'll just get like a condo here or something. I don't ever want to leave. That's what I say to the guy. And the guy looks at me real military-like. This guy, Jeff, and he goes, that's serious. He goes, come on, man, get it together.
All right, look, I
fell asleep, and that was it. So, you know, whatever.
Famous last words. Come on, man, get it together.
Yeah, right.
Good luck.
How many times have we said that?
Yeah, we keep saying, well, we're not in the military. All right, listen, congratulations, guys, on a successful USO tour, and we'll be back.
Very proud of you.
Uh-oh, someone's asleep. Someone's sleeping.
Uh-oh.
Lullaby and good night. Oh, my baby. Look at that big bear. He's gone. He's out.
He's out.
He's down for the 10 count.
What do you think did it today? He's been doing so well.
Dreaming of meatballs and high C. 1 meatball, 2 meatballs, 3 meatballs.
They're hopping over a fence.
That would be great. You know what we got to do? See this video of him sleeping? Yeah, big bubble. And meatballs.
And the meatballs hopping over the fence?
And then high C. What, a Hawaiian punch?
Breakfast burrito.
You got a picture of that, Jason?
And a cloud of a cupcake.
He's out. It was hard to tell.
Oh, it's cupcake. No, it's not cupcake.
It was hard to tell because he's wearing sunglasses. Oh, oops. Oh. Nope, somebody just woke up.
I don't know.
All right. Oh, no, he's going to fall again.
Whoa, he's really gone. Oh, stop. His head just went. Where did he go?
Because I don't want to bang it in that metal thing. There you go. That's okay.
I think he's faking it.
Benji,
oh, he ain't faking it.
He's got on dark glasses. I can't tell.
Is he too far away from the wall?
He's out.
Sure. He's okay.
Now there's a cupcake chasing a meatball.
You know, he could fall asleep he fell asleep on a toilet the other day.
Yeah. Now he passes out during work.
Yeah, he just passed out. He was sitting up and fell asleep.
I thought he was going to be okay. He had that burrito this morning.
He's out.
That's what does it. It's too heavy.
It's all the sugar and then carbohydrates and then peanuts and... What is it, Jason? You want to say something?
Should I try and move his mic closer to his mouth?
So we can hear him snoring? Yeah. Can you? Just lean over and do it quietly. I don't want to wake him up.
Not so close where it's going to bang him in the lip.
Yeah, don't hurt him. No.
Can we hear? He's sleeping quietly today.
Very quiet, very, very...
But sometimes
he was tricky because he's wearing sunglasses. Yeah. I didn't realize he was asleep for a while.
Sometimes it takes like 5-10 minutes before the snore mechanism kicks in.
He's really good. Wait. See, if you got that mic closer, I'm telling you, you'd hear it.
Wait a minute, I can hear something.
Jason, if you get that mic closer, you could hear him. He's gone.
Yeah, because he's sleeping. I can hear him breathing.
I could hear him counting the meatballs. Can't get it any closer, huh? That's it. And Benji, just get it near him. There you go. That's it. That a boy. Okay, good. Leave it right there, right there.
That might be too close.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
I'm going to bang him.
That's good. Thank you.
There it is. I knew it was there.
That's like the pre-snore.
You mean before it builds into it?
Before it builds into that big resonant.
Before he gets out the bellows.
I looked over at him and I realized he's got the dark lips, and I said, I don't think he's conscious. Like it was like Bernie's, Weekend at Bernie's. I go, I don't think he's conscious.
That's right. They put the dark glasses on a dead
Sure
man.
enough.
You can't tell.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
How about if some of the guys were saying maybe we should, you take the wireless microphones, right? We all leave the studio. I change the clock to like 2 in the afternoon. See what happens when Artie wakes up.
Oh, wait. Shh. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
He's getting into that REM sleep. Well, he put in a long day.
Yeah.
We started at 6. It's already 10 o'clock. He did his 4 hours. This might be a protest.
But wait a second.
It's like we're really only supposed to be on for 4 hours.
And he does work 4 days a week.
That's true.
What has he got planned this weekend? Has he got gigs?
No, it's all the house this week.
So he's getting rest, so he'll enjoy the weekend.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's like a volcano.
I mean, Dave Attell talked about this a little bit, but he's got this weird thing I saw in Afghanistan. His hands start shaking.
Like flippers?
Like flippers. And then, like, it'll almost be like somebody woke him up abruptly, and he'll even sometimes sit up and look at you and then go right back to sleep.
Really?
There's another weird thing going on.
Didn't they say he talked or something?
Yeah, he was ordering food.
In his sleep.
Oh, yeah.
His stomach is starting to come out, too. Do you see that?
No, I can't see.
Like the shirt crept up, and now it's like a belly shirt. It's like Mariah Carey.
Artie's sleeping position. There were pictures of him from Afghanistan where the belly was always coming out of the bottom of the shirt.
There it is. You see on the camera.
Yes.
He looks like he's in his 4th trimester.
He's about to give birth.
It's time for the ultrasound.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
He's in danger of falling over?
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Benji says no.
Benji says he's sitting in his chair.
But he's using the wall as a pillow.
What, Benji? Hold on. I'll put your mic on. What?
It would just be a few inches, and I'll keep an eye.
Keep an eye. I don't want him falling down. It is like a baby in a way.
It's like a baba. He needs a baba.
Yeah, he's out. He's out cold. You want to do news?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Any quiet story?
We could set the clocks ahead and just leave.
I would love that. Well, I don't know.
He'll think it's like 5 o'clock at night. Turn out all the lights. Put it up. Change the clock to 5 o'clock.
And the cameras will catch it all?
Yeah. Oh, wait. He's stomping his feet.
Oh.
What's that about?
I think horses do that when they sleep.
Maybe it's that jittery thing that they're talking about.
He's starting to move his hands. Right?
Wait a minute. Did he just move the mic?
I'm sorry.
What?
What's up, hey?
What?
Shh. He's talking.
Hey,
what's up? Who's he talking to?
I don't know.
I'm up. What's up, guys? Howard, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Hey, Artie. I'm here, too.
Hey. I fall asleep.
What? Are you asleep or are you awake?
No, I'm awake.
You fell asleep right during the show. I looked over at you. I could tell you were out.
You fell asleep sitting up.
Yeah, there's a picture of you 2 seconds ago. Look at the camera.
I'm not so sure he's still not.
Oh, my God.
We should, show him the whole video of how he got into that position.
You're gonna watch
didn't start out that way.
You were sitting up, and then you kind of just rolled back. Uh-oh.
Is he awake or not?
I'm not sure he is. Or what? Get on
the microphone. We're doing a show.
You did enough work. Go to sleep in the green room. You worked 4 hours, for Christ's sake. Go ahead. Go get your rest.
This is the first time since Afghanistan. I thought that had cured you.
I think Afghanistan was a high, and now he's in a depression.
He's mellowing out now.
I think I heard him say he doesn't care about the Yankees anymore.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Did you say that earlier? Or did I misinterpret that?
I care about the Yankees. I don't love this team. But
wow.
The current team?
I told you he's in a depression.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just too much of A-Rod and everything. You know, it's like enough already.
Are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
Okay.
I thought you'd be happy.
You were talking in your sleep. I don't know.
You were going, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? What's up, Howard?
I was...
Look at this. Guys, can you play that tape of Artie, like, nodding off? You're not nodding off, are you? You're just tired. No, you wouldn't be doing that.
What? You mean like heroin now?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That would have meant he'd had to take it just before our last...
Yeah.
He would never do that.
Commercial break.
No, I mean, I don't have any heroin on me.
Well, seriously, you can't play that back?
Yeah, here we go.
All right, here, what? Look, Art, this is you. Oops.
Oh.
Nope, somebody just woke up.
I don't know.
No, this is you going out. Watch this. All again. I thought you were waking up.
Really? Oh, stop. His head just went. Where did he go?
Wait, watch this, Artie. Boom. Like you had no idea, right? Like, bam.
There you
out.
go.
Here's my boy. Wow. I didn't even have to burp you.
A little cat nap.
Had your food.
Why can't I fall asleep on a fucking plane like that? I guess I do sometimes, but I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like you can get pretty comfortable anywhere.
Yeah, but...
Imagine you start hating food like you hate the Yankees.
I don't hate the Yankees.
You're just not thrilled.
Yeah, I haven't been to a game yet this year with God.
All right, you come to yourself. Robin, let's start the news.
All right, I told you about Comic-Con yesterday. Well, they're talking about...
We're just starting the fucking...
You slept
through it. No, we were watching you the whole time. I was supposed to start, and we got to watching you.
We were consumed with you.
Kidding.
We started to... Never mind.